is England versus Belgium. We now know who will play who. We know everything about this group, and we know that if England were to win this group, they will play Japan on Monday evening, and if they come second in this group, they will play Colombia on Tuesday evening. Now, the rub of that is quite interesting because I'll get the team news up for you below as well. The rub of that is that if England played Colombia and beat Colombia, they then would play Sweden or Switzerland in the quarterfinals, and some people feel that that's a good route to the final. I felt that this morning. I felt this morning you'd have to avoid the tougher game, of course, but I actually feel now that England have got to go and win this game and finish top of the group, because there's no point in looking at a quarterfinal game. Look at the round of the last 16, and Japan is a massive opportunity. Having watched them, it's a real opportunity to go and win that game. So I think England have got to go and win it, and I think it takes away the scenario this morning where I think people were thinking, well, you know, maybe teams will play for a draw. I certainly think finishing second in the group might be a preferable route to the final, but Colombia are not a preferable team to play. You want to play Japan, who got beaten by Poland today. That's what you want to do. So England and Belgium will both want to win this game, which makes it much better for us, the viewer. Of course, both teams have selected their second teams, but the second team is basically as good as any first team. It's a bloody brilliant team. And the English second team, all right, it might not be brilliant, but it's and it might not be on a par with Belgium, but it's still a pretty good team. So what will we learn? I'll tell you what we'll learn. Tonight. We'll learn how good England are against a team that's better than Tunisia and Panama, and that's really important. The game matters now. It won't be totally and utterly a dead rubber game. We wanted that to happen as well. So I'm massively optimistic about tonight, and obviously we are getting very excited about what the situation could well be in Monday or Tuesday, because I'm just sharing a tweet. If you want to share it, that'd be great. England versus Belgium live. Yeah, but I want to take some of the live comments. That's the whole point of doing the show, to interact with you guys. Marcus will be joining me before kickoff as well, which is very nice of him. But I want to see what people are thinking in the live comments about the different permutations of tonight's game. Would you be... I mean, I suppose at the end of the day, if England go out, we're not going out, but if England go out onto the pitch tonight, play their best game, and then end up in second place, there is a positive spin to that, because it's like, well, if we can beat Colombia, we've got Switzerland or Sweden. And that is a positive, isn't it? On the other hand, if we do win it, and we play Japan, we're like, bloody hell, we pretty much should be getting into the quarterfinals, which before the tournament, if somebody had said England quarterfinals, I've got to be totally honest with you, I would have snapped your hand off. I think it's... That's good for this England team to get to the quarterfinals. So, yeah, of course we want to go and win it. I still think that's massively unrealistic for England to go and win this tournament. It'd be very difficult indeed. But it's quarterfinal is looking there for England, isn't it? And maybe even better. So that's massively brilliant, isn't it? Belgium. You've got to hold and give, but do it at the right time. You can be slow or fast, but you must get to the line. They'll always hit you and hurt you. Defend and attack. There's only one way to get them. Get round the back. Now catch me if you can, 'cause I'm an England man, and what you're looking at is the master plan. They were no hooligans, this is a football song. 3 lions on my chest, you know you can. We're singing for England, England! Come on, let's have it. It's getting interesting now for England, isn't it? It really is. The World Cup in itself is getting very interesting. We know the makeup of every single tournament game now. You've got brilliant games to come. Argentina, France, Uruguay, Portugal, Spain, Russia, Mexico, Brazil. You know, all of them really, really excited to see. And England, I want to play Japan. I don't know what you lot think. That wasn't the England 1998 theme song. Google. Look, if you're going to take a pop at my singing, at least get that right. That's appalling that you don't even know what that song's from. The 1998 theme song. Why is it skipping? Are we getting a bit of lag already tonight? Great. I wouldn't want to play the Swiss, Mark. I think Switzerland are a good side. And City are signing Jorginho whilst United are begging for Fellaini to stay, says Luke Guardiola. I'm not interested in that tonight. Not talking about Manchester United until after this match. It's all about England. It's all about the World Cup on That's Football. And yeah, give us your thoughts in the live comments. I can't see why we'd be getting lag. Let me just have a mess around with some things, because it's always good to go live and iron out a few edges, but it should all be okay. What have we got open? Okay, everything seems to be settling down okay now. So yeah, let me know in the live comments, what are your thoughts about the game tonight? I mean, would you want? Do you want to play Colombia? Do you want to play Belgium? I suppose that's the thing, isn't it? It was Italia 90. Arrivederci, it's 1-on-1. Yeah, Italia 90. Go Belgium. Please read this, says Taron Will. Well, at the end of the day, you know, there will be people who don't want England to win. I totally get that. And my bet's on Rashford to bag a double, says Russell Neoni. And can't get too carried away. England are bottlers, says KJ Rodriguez. And Mark, can you sing again? I like it, says Pancage. I don't want to destroy everybody. SB says, I'm afraid it will be boring. And I hope Belgium win. You've already had your say. You're going to get timed out, Taron. You know, you've already had your say. Score draw 2-2 and we finish top, says Wet Lettuce. And Mark, as a United fan, I feel like I should cheer for Belgium, says John Carlos. You can cheer for who you want. Cheer for who you want. I mean, let's flip it the other way. It's not just about England. I'm English and I'm supporting England, as is my right. Your right is to support whoever you want to support as well. No issues with that at all. But what I would say is you've got to look at it from the Belgian point of view as well. They'll be like, you know, Belgium have never won the World Cup before. Belgium have got a very good squad. Belgium will be thinking, look, the reality is whoever plays Colombia, say it's Belgium who plays Colombia, we know for a fact that either Belgium, Colombia, Switzerland or Sweden will be in a World Cup semi-final, because that's the way it goes. Belgium, Colombia's winner plays Sweden or Switzerland's winner in the quarterfinals, and one of those winners will then go into the semi-final. So if you are on that side of the draw, we're definitely going to get a team in the semi-finals who's never won the World Cup before. Switzerland, Colombia or Belgium. And I tell you what, if it's that's fantastic, isn't it? Because they're 2 games away from winning it. So what's the team like, Mark? Let me just read through the teams. I mean, I know it's going along the bottom for you, but let's just go through the teams for people. So England start, Pickford in goal still, Phil Jones, John Stones plays, and Cahill as the 3. Then you've got Alexander-Arnold, and I think Delph will be the Danny Rose. So Alexander-Arnold as the right wing back, Danny Rose as the left wing back, Loftus-Cheek, Delph, and Dyer as the midfield 3. Is a bit dire, to be honest. And then Rashford and Vardy as the front 2. So it's exactly the same team. You know what though? I think Danny Rose on that left wing back position could make it his own. Rashford could really push Sterling as well. So that they're interesting selections. In relation to Belgium, we were looking at their bench the other day, and it is fantastic. So they've got Courtois, Dendoncker. This is their starting 11, but they're all reserves. Courtois, Dendoncker, who's very good. Boyata, very good. He has been starting anyway. Vermaelen, Chadli, Fellaini, Dembele, Januzaj, Yuri Tillemans, Hazard's brother, and Batshuayi. So it's a very, 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 very strong team. I mean, the only persons who aren't playing are Company, and obviously they've not changed their goalkeeper around either. So very, very, very strong team from Belgium. They've got a very, very, very strong squad. Yeah, so there is a bit of skipping and lag, says Pankaj. Oh, for God's sake. I can't do anything about it, Kieran, so just stop telling me. Let me go and see if I can sort something out. Hello, Ree. We're back. Hopefully that might have solved a few of the issues. I don't know. We'll try things out. What's more popular with waffles on or pomegranates? Okay, Roberto Martinez just said he wants to lose, says MUFC Fantasy. Really? Really? That would be ridiculous, wouldn't it? And the only prediction I have is for Phil Jones to be a calamity, says Kenneth. Lingard plays the flute, says John Carlos. And is Alderweireld on the bench, says Cato Ellis. When did Martinez say that, says Cato. And thanks, Russell. Jack Brown says you're overdoing their bench players. Boyata, Vermaelen, Fellaini, Chadli and Januzaj are all average. Boyata's not been a bench player though, has he? He's been starting. With those three old lions at the back, England won't have a problem losing, says Kieran Byrne. And thanks, Pankaj. Do you think Jones will do a big mistake in this game, says Hi Mark? I think it's just it's quite an interesting game, isn't it? Because it's interesting in the sense that from an England point of view, if you win this group, you end up top of this group. And that's obvious. But you play Japan. And Japan are probably the weakest team left in this tournament. I can't think of a team weaker than Japan. So win the group, you play Japan. Come second in the group, you play Colombia. And Colombia can be beaten, but they did do well today and may not have James Rodriguez. So you play Colombia and then you go into the easier side of the draw. I don't like Roberto Martinez. I think he's an absolute clown. And if he has come out and said, I want us to lose, then he's a clown. He is. I mean, this is the idiot who got Wigan relegated. I don't know how, but he got the job at Belgium because he's not a good manager. He got sacked at Everton as well. He's not a good manager, and he comes out with stupid comments like that. So I don't get that because England and Belgium are in exactly the same situation, and I can see the positives of both sides. But the reality is, if he's saying I'd rather lose to play Colombia, if I was Colombia, I would be replaying that for the next 3 or 4 days because I'd be like, he would rather play us than Japan because he thinks he's going to have an easy route to the final. That's the only inspiration I need. At least I'm respectful, and at least you're being respectful. I would rather play Japan than Colombia because Colombia are a good team. It's just the arrogance of that man. Thanks, XXXX. That's nice of you for the comments about the shirt. Classic 1990 shirt. You see, it was lost on people when I did the John Barnes rap. It's because I'm wearing the 1990 shirt. That's why I did it. So makes a little bit of sense now, doesn't it, for you? But if you're not interested in football and you are living in England, now's the night. Tonight's the night to go and do your weekly shop because the supermarkets will be empty. K YouTube says there's not much between Alexander-Arnold and Trippier. The young one kept Ronaldo quiet in the final. Oh God, I think there's a million miles between. I think people go over the top about Alexander-Arnold when Trippier's been absolutely fantastic. Thoughts on Janusaj? Oh, so many people keep asking me about Janusaj. United were right to sell him. That's all I'm going to say. I'm only talking about him because he's playing in this game. I'm not talking about United stuff. United stand is live at 9:30 tonight after the England game. We'll talk United then. I'm slightly angry Rashford isn't starting, says Zane Scope. We'll prepare not to be angry because he is. And keep up the great work, says Anas. Thanks for that. Kane will not score, says DJJ. That's a big decision from Gareth Southgate not to play Harry Kane because I'll tell you what, Harry Kane would have been he'll be claiming goals from the bench. He would have wanted to play tonight because he wants to go for that golden boot. What he will know is that he's top with the golden boot going into this, and everyone's played the same amount of games. So I don't care what you say about how good Alexander-Arnold's been. For me, Trippier's a better player and he's proved it all season, and he's been brilliant in an England shirt. So I personally think there is a lot between them. Alexander-Arnold's done quite well since Rashford rinsed him at Old Trafford. But no, I would definitely go. The full lineup, Pankaj, is Pickford in goal. The back three is Jones, Cahill and John Stones. The right wing back is Alexander-Arnold. The left wing back is Danny Rose. The midfield three is Eric Dyer, Fabian Delph and Ruben Loftus-Cheek. And then you've got Rashford and Vardy up front. So it's good. It's good, and I think there's three positions there that do sing out to me. Danny Rose could take the left wing back spot. Eric Dyer could push Jordan Henderson for the anchorman role, and who else? Rashford in the Sterling position, he could take that one as well. So they're the three positions that I think that it's a reserve team. Of course it's a reserve team, but England would be stupid to put their first team out in a game like this when Belgium clearly weren't. So there are positions up for grabs, and I think both teams will take it as an opportunity to win. Come on England, 3 Lions, says 3 Hunter. 352 says Chris Jericho Guy. Please do share the video. There's a share button underneath. Let's see how many people we can get watching tonight for this England game. Share the button underneath the video and subscribe to the channel if you're new. We're doing a World Cup watch along for every single World Cup game. So subscribe to the channel if you're new and get involved with that football. It's a big one tonight. It's the England game. We are going to lose, says Alex Helvey. And nothing like being a bit positive, is there? But I tell you what, it's going to be a competitive game tonight, and it may not be England's first team, but it's going to be a competitive game, and the momentum of the World Cup should stay with it. And I would just go out to win. I'd go out to win. I'd go out to win it and play Japan. That's what I think. The great thing about it is that we're in a situation where we get to decide what we do. Mark, could I be a nod for you on this channel? A nod, says Chris Windle. And Declan Murphy says it's not coming home. I haven't said it is coming home, Declan. I think England fans who are saying that are probably doing it tongue-in-cheek anyway, but it's way, way too early. England haven't played anybody that good yet. Douglas says Alexander-Arnold has been great since the Manchester United defeat, but he is suspect at defending. And it's tough to say who might win this match. I support England through and through, but build them up. Belgium have a very strong side if it is their backups. And come on, Fellaini, score a bicycle kick, says PJ7 Highlights. Google thinks it's going to be a boring game. And the only thing coming home is tails between the legs, says Kieran Byrne. But Kieran, I know you're not English, so all I can take that statement with is a big swig of bitter, because I know what you've said in the past, and you may be proved right, but it clearly is bitterness. Let's be honest. In the knockouts, play Kane and Rashford up front. I agree with Chris again, and my only hope with Fellaini... Mark, who do you prefer as England's first goalkeeper? Pickford or Butland, says Raj. And thanks for the contribution, Raj. To be honest with you, who I prefer is, as long as it's not Joe Hart, I'm very, very happy. I just want... I don't want Joe Hart to be the keeper, and Southgate got rid of him. So there's an opportunity there for Rashford tonight as well. If he has a good game, then... That's why I don't think it'll be a boring game, because... there are players, maybe not for Belgium, but there are players there for England who, if they have brilliant games, they can force their way into the team. Gary Wells said this time it could be Hazard's brother who rinses Phil Jones. England could go to the quarterfinals, says Jordan Curley. If they get Japan, I think England in the quarterfinals is very, very realistic. I hope it's not boring, but it might. Rashford and Vardy will, with Batshuayi on the score sheet. If England go to penalties, Miko, I totally agree. If England end up playing for penalties in any tournament, or going to penalties in any stage of this tournament, then they will struggle. Tony V wants to know what the lineups are. England, Pickford in goal. Alexander-Arnold and Danny Rose are the wing-backs. Jones, Cahill and Stones. Dyer and Delph and Ruben Loftus-Cheek in the midfield three. And Rashford and Vardy as the front two players. Belgium, I can't be bothered to go through it, but it's basically all their reserves. Zataj says that Mexico and Portugal are going to face each other in the final. That was what the Simpsons predicted. Well, they predicted it wrong because it's impossible. It can't happen. They're on the same side of the draw, aren't they? Mexico and Portugal are on the same side of the draw. They play in the semi-finals. He's going to stay. Ooh, okay. Colombia were fairly poor earlier, says Will Graham. They were, but they got the job done. Let's remember, people are saying, oh, England can beat Belgium based on the fact that England have beaten Tunisia and Panama. England haven't played anybody good yet. What if England played against Colombia and were worse than Colombia? You just don't know. What if Colombia had played Tunisia and Panama and beat them 6-0 twice? We don't know at the moment. What was my opinion on the Japanese today, says Mark Fresh. I thought they didn't deserve to go through. I thought their behaviour in the last 25 minutes, basically holding on to a 1-0 loss, was massively weird because you're basically putting your fate in the hands of Senegal, and if they'd scored, Japan were out. Whereas if Japan had gone and scored a goal themselves, they would have been through. So it was slightly weird. It was slightly weird, but I suspect Japan are going out next round because Belgium will beat them, and I would hope that England would beat them as well. But let's see how it ends. If England lose this, they'll play Colombia. If they win, they'll play win or draw, and they'll play Japan, unless they get a few yellow cards. I don't know the yellow card situation. Is it 2? 2 yellow cards, and England have a worse record than Belgium. So we could be playing for yellow cards. Evening Canal, he says I'm a bit late. Don't care who wins, but Rashford, Lingard and Lukaku must score. Well, 2 of them won't, mediocre Desi, because Lukaku won't be playing at all, and Lingard's on the bench. SB says everyone in this World Cup is beatable. Wow, I'm actually liking England these days, says Juvenile J. Please make it a great game, says Sander. Who would you take from this England team to play for United? Says I'd take Dele Alli, says Sterling and Rose, says Tony V. And Jordan Curley says I think England have got enough quality to go to the semi-finals if they play good football. And 300 says never say never with England. They got spanked by Iceland. Yeah, and that could be the problem against Japan. Anyone can beat anyone, as that previous comment said. Anybody can beat anybody. Why is everybody going on about Adnan Januzaj? He's crap. It really is crap. I've seen so many comments in the live comments, and I presume the United fans. I even saw somebody say, bring Adnan Januzaj back to United. I wouldn't want that lazy shit back at United in a million years. He screwed his chances up, and he's bang average. And I'll be stunned if he puts in a good performance tonight. I think United was spot on to get rid of him. He thought he'd made it too early, and United got rid of him because he went dead lazy. And I don't know how he's made it into the Belgian squad, to be honest. My prediction for this game, Pankaj, I'll give you when the game starts. And Germany had quality, but see what happens, says Adundwasi. I think Germany were just missing out on a number 9, weren't they? Who's the captain for England today, says Cato Ellis. I don't know. I don't know, actually. We'll see. I don't know is the honest answer. Please do share the video. Underneath the video, there's a share button. Share it out. And if you are new, please do subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. We are doing every World Cup game as a watch-along. So if you have been with us from the start or you're just joining in new, get involved. Doesn't matter who you support or where you're from in the world. Great community we've got. And we've had some cracking highlights over the last 2 weeks with all the VAR and debates and everything like that, and long may it continue for the next 2 weeks. Of course, tomorrow is a day off for the World Cup, but it's all back raring to go on Saturday from 3 o'clock with Argentina versus France. What a game that could be. Scott H says Januzaj was and is not a good footballer. Danny Kirsch says Eric Dyer is crap. I like him, but I prefer him to Henderson. But let's see how he does today, because Henderson's done quite well so far. Kunal says, I want us to beat Belgium, meet Japan rather than Colombia, and actually win a KO game. Anything after that is a bonus. Yeah. And England to score from a set piece again, says Shamyak. Evening, Marcus. How you doing? Hello? No, he's gone. He's bottled it. Dyer isn't better than Henderson at anything except maybe tackling, says KYouTube. KYouTube, you have just exposed yourself. You're a Liverpool fan, aren't you? You're clearly a Liverpool fan. I was talking to you about Alexander-Arnold and you were saying he's better than Trippier, and I put you in your box and said no, he's not. But now you're saying Henderson's been better than Eric Dyer. You've absolutely exposed yourself that you're just a blinded Liverpool fan. So, no, I don't think Henderson's better than Eric Dyer. I personally don't. There might be a bit of a debate on that point, but no, I don't agree. Support, no. Januzaj won't get in the Senegal team, but managed to get in the Belgian team, says Yash Vora. I feel so sorry for Senegal going out based on a bloody a fair play thing. I mean, that's just a joke, isn't it? Absolute joke. So I do feel sorry for them. I think Januzaj plays for Real Sociedad, doesn't he? Quartermaster's from Belgium and thinks he's got a strong team. Look, this is why we do the That's Football watch-alongs. I'd love to have every game half the comments supporting one team and half the comments supporting the other, because that's where we get the debates. So that's really, that's what I want to see. No, Henderson is better going forward over Dyer, says Google. And Gareth Southgate looking sharp today, says SB. It's not Gareth Southgate, it's Southgoat, as my daughter says. Henderson is so much better than Dyer, Mark, says Stuart Collins, with a Liverpool emblem next to his name. You got to change. You've got to at least try and make it less obvious that you're Liverpool fans. Jones versus Hazard, part 2. Yeah, this is the B-Tech Hazard, though, isn't it? Senegal were very good, Will Graham, in the first half against Colombia, and Colombia were hanging on a bit. I mean, if that penalty had been given, I think we'd have a different scenario now, wouldn't we? Belgium will be exposed in this tournament. Massive fraud, says Johnny Wiggs. I think they've got good players, but they have got a fraud as a manager. I mean, I just cannot stand Roberto Martinez. He's right up there with Didier Deschamps. Captain of Belgium today looks like it was, I don't know, I wasn't looking at the front. Was it Courtois? No. England's captain's Eric Dyer. Yeah, Courtois and Eric Dyer. Favourite player in a Belgium. Mark's favourite players playing for Belgium. I know who you're talking about. There's no scenario that helps me with that. He's obviously clearly signed it. Tyrone Williams just said, I hope Fellaini gets injured. That means he definitely will play for United anyway, which he's going to. There's nothing that can stop it, Tyrone. It's too late. Raj says, who is worse, Deschamps or Martinez? I'd say it's got to be Deschamps, hasn't it? Because he actually had, at least Martinez tries to get them playing football, which he always did do at Wigan and Everton, to be honest. He was just defensively shit. Deschamps is the other way. He's got all that attacking talent and he goes on the attack. He goes on the defence. Thierry Henry is assistant manager for Belgium, SB. Anti-bullshit says, can we just get supporting all England players? Forget club football. It's England now. Support all the boys. Yeah, you know what, mate? I agree. I don't look at that England team and think, oh, I don't want John Stones to do well because he plays for Man City. I do honestly look at it as a collective England team. And I think that is, again, another tick in the box from Southgate, because I haven't looked at it like that at all. I haven't looked at it at all like that this tournament. Spain are playing Russia on Sunday afternoon at Antoisé. I want France to go out, Douglas. I do. I want Argentina to beat France. And I tell you why, for many reasons. But if Argentina beat France and Portugal beat Uruguay, we get a quarter-final of Portugal versus Argentina, Ronaldo versus Messi. And I just think surely that's going to happen, because this World Cup has been so good that would be great. And we might get an England-Brazil quarter-final as well. So... Rolly Singh says, don't be surprised if France go deep in the tournament. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised, because it just seems to be the way, isn't it? They just seem to be just grinding the way through. Tyrone Williams says it will be a disgrace if none of these teams go for the win. I think the dynamics change now. I think they've got to go for the win, because if you win, you play Japan. And I just think there's a massive amount of arrogance if you play for second place, because I think Colombia could beat either of these teams. I don't think it's not a foregone conclusion that Belgium's first team or England's first team will beat Colombia. And let's be honest, as many people have said, England should not be trying to play Colombia anyway. Just think, if we can beat Colombia, we get to play Switzerland or Sweden. Well, whoopee shit. You know, at the end of the day, England got knocked out by Iceland at the last tournament, and England don't have a great record of smashing any of the big teams. So I would say play Japan. That's what England's motivation should be. And if Belgium want to lose to play Belgium, let Belgium lose to play Colombia. Sorry. Malachi Hickling, that doesn't make any sense, or can't read it. Colombia is a very good team. Says Adwansi. I'm a Man City fan, mate, and Henderson is better than Dyer. Only 5,000 English fans at the game. What's that all about? Says Kieran Byrne. I don't know. Liam, there are a few Irish in the comments. Kieran, above you, is one for a start. Dean Hayes says you're putting down all the Liverpool players. No, I'm not. What Liverpool players are in this squad? Is it just Henderson and Trent Alexander-Arnold? The Walking Art says Colombia are a good team, but we just need to go for the win. Got to beat the best teams to win it anyway. Exactly. I think if it was a different scenario where Japan had finished top, I think then it might have been, maybe let's avoid it a little bit. But because they haven't, I just think you've got to finish top and go for that. Marcus, can you hear me?
Hi, mate. You all right?
Yeah, good, thanks. You?
Yeah, just a bit stressful there in the last 2 minutes. But, yeah, I'm good.
What, couldn't force it out?
I wish it was that, mate, to be honest. But no, the Skype thing's just closed down on my laptop, so I've just had to restart the laptop.
All right.
So I'm doing it off my phone, mate, if that's all right.
Yeah, absolutely fine.
Yeah,
we've had
okay, yeah?
Yeah, we've had a few problems with the lag, apparently, but I think we're okay now.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, so we're nearly at kick-off. What are your thoughts about the game? I mean, lots of people have been talking about whether England should try and finish second because it's an easier side of the group. But you finished top, you played Japan. What are your thoughts?
I think when you get to the knockout phases, mate, I'm not really one for finishing first or second. I think there's not really any easier teams now. Everyone's gone through the group stage on merit because they're good enough to go through. So I'm quite happy with facing Colombia or Japan. Not a problem. From what I saw with Colombia today, there's nothing really to worry about in my eyes.
I think that's the same for the whole tournament, though. I mean, I had somebody messaging me today. We kicked off, by the way. Let me just get the timer up for you so you can sync in with where we're at. We've literally just kicked off. But I had somebody messaging me today saying, I can't wait for England to play Brazil because we're going to thrash you. And I was like, have you watched Brazil play in this tournament? You know, I haven't seen Brazil thrash Switzerland. I haven't seen them thrash Costa Rica. I haven't seen them thrash Serbia. So I don't think anybody's not beatable. I would prefer to play Japan, and that means topping the group because Japan lost to Poland today, who were crap. So
yeah, apparently I heard you earlier. Last 20 minutes was a bit of a scrappy, bit of a crappy game.
Yeah,
holding on to a 1-0 loss.
Yeah, so their mentality is a bit odd anyway. So
yeah, I mean. I watched the game this afternoon, the Colombia and Senegal. I thought Senegal were the better team, but obviously Colombia nicked it and went through. But yeah, I don't think there's anyone in this tournament that, as an Englishman, we should be afraid of. I really don't. No team has really set the tournament alight. So I don't think it really matters finishing first or second.
No, I mean the interesting thing will be how long, if James Rodriguez is actually out of the tournament or not, I suppose.
Yeah, that I was ashamed. I mean, he is their main danger man. I think he's the main playmaker. Or Vardy's round the back here. Unlucky. Delph's got it on the edge. Marouane gets it away. I'm looking forward to seeing how that guy performs tonight.
Yeah, we've already had a couple of people wishing injury on him, but I did say that won't stop him staying at United.
I think he's got. I think this will be his game to really put in a performance. That was a bit of a short back pass there. I don't know what the Belgian player was thinking of there, but Vardy was in round the back, tried to get it across, but no joy. But yeah, I think this is going to be a really good game. I know England have made quite a few changes. They've gone for a bit more experience in the centre-back department. Is it Alexander-Arnold at the right wing-back?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, big game for him as well. I prefer Eric Dyer as the anchor man, the CDM role, than Henderson, I must say. But Vardy and Rashford up front.
They look hungry for it, yeah. Rashford and Vardy look like they're up for it. And as I was saying that before as well, I mean, I don't really give a damn about what Belgium do against England because it's the only game I won't be neutral on That's Football because I am English. So I am supporting England, obviously. But I think from an England point of view, Southgate can't say to these players, try and lose or try and draw. Because if you're Marcus Rashford or you're Danny Rose or you're Eric Dyer, you're like, well, if you're Danny Rose, you're like, well, Ashley Young's not set the world on fire at left back. If I have a good game, I might get in. Rashford's the same. He's like, well, Sterling's not done that well. If I do well, I could start and make a name for myself. So I think a few English players will be like that. And I'm happy, I don't know whether it's true, but somebody in the live comments said that Martinez says he wants to lose. And I just think that's ridiculously arrogant.
Really,
I mean, Colombia could beat you.
Yeah, you can't openly say, oh yeah, I want to lose and come second in the group. I mean, that's a bit of a shambles, really. I mean, it's very, very defeatist, and it sends out the wrong message to his players as well for the rest of the tournament.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm one for carrying momentum through, carrying on going through. I don't agree with a lot of the changes he's made, but they do make sense in the long run if we are to progress. So it's, this England team really, it should be giving Belgium a good run for their money. We got, Danny Rose at left back. Some would argue they'd want that anyway over Ashley Young. The Eric Dyer instead of Henderson. Some people would go for that. Trippier, I think, has been fantastic for England. Absolutely sensational. So, there are some good points to it. Loftus-Cheek getting another start as well. What the fuck is going on here?
You all right? I don't know what's gone on with Mad Marcus there. We've lost him, but you've still got me, hopefully. Hopefully he's all right. The goal of the World Cup so far has been Lionel Messi's strike. What an amazing goal, says Tyrone Williams. I still think it's Ronaldo's free kick. You still there?
No, connection just dropped, mate. It just said that the call had finished.
All right. You're having all sorts of trouble tonight.
I don't know what it is, but yeah. So Belgium coming forward. What was that? I mean, Delph as well. Is a bit of a good start for him as well. Get his match fitness up in case he's needed in the later stages.
Ooh, good shot! Good shot there. I think it was Dembele outside the box, caught it really well. No, I think it was Tillemans actually, because it was right-footed, wasn't it? Dembele's left-footed. Tillemans with a long shot, and Pickford dealt with it straight at him. Dealt with it. It's a good hit.
Yeah.
Got a bit of dip on it. It's straight at him. He's got to deal with it, but.
The important thing there is he's got it away from the danger zone as well. So, Vardy looks like he's got the beating of the Belgium centre back. So that's a good thing.
Isn't it depressing watching Fellaini against like 4 or 5 midfielders who are actually quick? He just always looks so slow, but you know, to be fair, Matic was brilliant for United last year, and he's very slow as well. So, Red Football JV says that could have been your last words ever. He says, you know, Mad Marcus's famous last words. What's the fuck's going on here?
Oh, sorry. My apologies. I didn't.
Oh yeah, you were still alive for that.
Sorry, it actually said on the phone the call has ended to rate the call. So, yeah, sorry. My apologies to everyone. And you, Mark. Didn't mean to.
Google says, Jesus Christ, honestly, how naive can you be to think England isn't better off finishing second? It's a free pass to the final. I do think people are underestimating Colombia. You know, I know Colombia weren't great today, but they were very, very good against Poland, who beat Japan comfortably. And Japan only beat Poland because they had beat Colombia because they had 10 men. John Massey says, regardless of the result, it's a good run for the young boys from both sides, sets them up for the next World Cup. But come on, England, says John Massey. You know, I really wish the next World Cup wasn't going to be in Qatar at Christmas, because I think England are developing something, and they've got some cracking young players coming through. Your Jordan Sackos, your Ryan Sessegnons, even Angel Gomez, people like that. Some cracking players coming through, but I just think Qatar will be very hard for any European team to win, because it's going to be really, really strange atmosphere and climate.
Yeah, definitely. You mentioned Ryan Sessegnon there. I thought he had a great shout to be on the plane for this tournament. Bit of a unknown and an exciting player, like Michael Owen was when he first burst onto the scene. So, I think Ryan Sessegnon he did fantastically well in the championship as well last season. So, ball over here, Vardy's chasing. No, unlucky. I actually thought Belgium would have made changed the goalie and everything. I thought you had Hazard as starting, but he's on the bench, isn't he?
Yeah, it's his brother.
Yeah. Ah, right. Okay.
The Belgian team is so good though. They might have scored here. Fellaini with the knockdown. What are we doing here? I thought Pickford had it in his hands, and the next thing it's nearly over the line.
Well, that's the danger that Marouane brings, isn't it?
Yeah, but to be honest with you, straight away, I was going to say this, that Fellaini doesn't play here for United, does he? He doesn't play in the box. He's more or less like a support striker in this game, which I've always said for years, that's where his threat is. But we play him in the centre circle, not in the box.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hopefully Mourinho's watching this, and if the rumours are true about the contract, maybe he's going to play him as, I don't know, maybe it's like a number 10 or a substitute striker or something.
Yeah. Jones got bullied there by Fellaini, says Anthony Martial. I like Dembele. I've always liked Dembele. Moussa Dembele. The Spurs, well, I don't think he'll be at Spurs after this season, but... Belgium's just trying to get a foothold in the game at the minute, aren't they? I mean, England seem
They're doing quite well with possession, England, and they're not panicking. They're still, they're looking to go forward. They're not looking to play it back.
I think it's weird. It's weird, isn't it, when you both change your teams? And I remember previous World Cups this happening, where there's been two big teams in a group, but they get the 6 points done, and then it's like the third game they don't put out their best team because it's like a bit like a game of poker, isn't it? You don't want to play all your cards so early.
Yeah.
And but having said that, I do think this is good for England because we do get to use some of the other players, and I do think there are positions that are up for grabs as well. I certainly think that from what I've seen of Danny Rose in the first 10 minutes, all right, he's not set the world on fire, but that natural balance of a left foot is something that I'm really big on the left back position. So
yeah,
I don't know whether anyone can force their way in. They'd have to have a good game, but a corner coming in there, cleared by Belgium.
Yeah, I agree with you there. The natural left foot cross, bobbing down that left-hand side and just swinging a cross in straight away instead of cutting back. It's much better than Ashley Young coming in on his right foot. I mean, he does try with his left, but the quality of the cross on his left foot is really bad, I think.
Rashford just had a shot there that deflected wide. It'll be another corner, which Alexander-Arnold's going to take. Darren Sweetman says, if Fellaini was 6 foot, he'd be on the dole. It's probably true, to be fair. I mean, his best asset is his height. Here we go. I thought we'd scored on the back post there.
Yeah.
Foul. Push. Cahill. Just going to get myself another beer. I'll leave you talking for a moment.
Okay, no worries. So, guys, in the comments, what do we think so far? Pretty good. Are you confident that England are going to win the game? Would you prefer finish first or second? Matthew says Fellaini got bullied in the box. Carlos Rosa, good ball. Told you. As I predict yesterday, South Korea will win. Told you again, 2-1 for England. Xander, Vicky. In Jose, I lost my trust. I think, you know what? I think if Jose's out there doing the commentary, I think this could actually be a good exercise for him to actually see where to play for Fellaini if he's staying. Marcus, if Fellaini scores the winner, how will I feel? I'll be sick, but it'll be, I don't know, anger and joy, I suppose, in the same emotion. MUFC, Marcus fam, you're right. Marcus, predictions for England in the World Cup, says Antoine. I actually think that this team can go really far. I'd be really disappointed if we didn't get to at least the semis. There's nothing in this tournament that looks dangerous. There's nothing really that stands out, looks exciting. All the big teams aren't playing very well, so, there is no if, Marcus. He's definitely staying. Nah, Anaban, if. I'm one of those people that, until I see it, then I'll believe it. I don't love burgers, no. Fellaini is so bad, I really hope he goes, says Keon.
I thought you were going to say something else then.
Fellaini coming home. Jose, go home, says Mikey. Google. Delphin Loftus-Cheek look poor in that midfield. You guys are slim pickings in the middle. No, do you know what? I think it's only been 14 minutes. Give it time. But
the thing is, though, people. I think what people are missing in this World Cup is that we're all embracing the excitement, and like everyone wants to win. Someone to win it who's never won it before. But the reason that it is exciting is because there is no team that looks amazing. There is no. It's all right saying the midfield is slim pickings, and I think in club football, this midfield would get annihilated. Henderson, Lingard and Dele Alli would get destroyed by most Premier League teams. It's not good enough. But in the World Cup, name me a really good midfield that's performing well. And that's the thing, there isn't one. I don't think the Brazilian midfield's got balance. Coutinho, Paulinho and Casemiro just doesn't work for me. And as I say, I think Spain look like the best complete team. But
well, see, I mean, you're saying the best midfield there. I mean, see, I would say shown me the best team in the World Cup. I don't think any of these big boys. I mean, like you said, there's Spain. I mean, I'm a bit, a bit 50-50 on Spain. Mexico look exciting. The game yesterday, the Korea and Germany game, I thought that, for me, that was probably one of the games of the tournament. That last 5 minutes was absolutely fantastic. I'll never scream so much at my telly as I did yesterday. But yeah, I mean, it all depends. I mean, Croatia as well. A lot of people saying Croatia.
Yeah,
I fancy Croatia. Yeah, I do fancy Croatia. After England, of course. I think their midfield, right, Bance, their midfield, Modric, Rakitic. I think that's quality midfield. Them two. John Carlos says Spain is overrated. I think, to me personally, I think Spain have had their day. I think
they're overrated, but they need to go out. That's my thing. Like, everyone's getting excited about Germany, quite rightly, because it's one of the teams that have won it before have gone out. And if we want somebody to win it who's never won it before, then to me, the threats are Spain and France. I don't think Brazil are going to win it.
But would you say they're the threats based on the history or based on the teams that they've got now?
I think when you look at that Spain team, though, I mean, you've got Piqué and Ramos, De Gea in goal, even though they want to drop him. They've got decent fullbacks. They've got a good midfield. They've got a good squad.
Mm-hmm.
I think Croatia looked like the best team, apart from their number 9. But
yeah, I think if they had a solid out-and-out forward, they'd be really dangerous.
They had a Lukaku or a Harry Kane, they'd be firm favourites.
Yeah. Douglas James says France need to go out boring to watch. Yeah, I'm with you there. I don't find anything exciting about France. They don't really seem. I'm not a fan of the manager, but they don't really seem to have exciting players in there. The flair players, Martial, for example. But a lot of people have said the same about Germany, haven't they, with Sane? So
yeah.
Belgium coming forward. Stones gets it away.
Oh, that's going to be a yellow card for Fellaini.
Oh, Marwan.
Fellaini getting absolutely stunned. He got absolutely done there, didn't he?
Yeah, but to be fair to the guy, though, he kept up a Loftus-Cheek, though. He's not that slow.
He found him because he was going to get done.
Yeah, but that is a bit cynical. But he did keep up with him. So I think there goes your Fellaini slow thing out the window. But a lot of people saying they're like classic Fellaini, Eric, Emmanuel. Yeah.
That's why I don't like him in the midfield. I just think it's the oddest thing. I mean, Fellaini's playing in this game, so I can mention it. The oddest thing for me about Fellaini is, and this is, everyone thinks I hate him in that, and I don't hate the guy. I just hate the player.
Yeah.
But the God's honest truth, I used to play Barclays Fantasy Premier League. I don't play it anymore because when I played it properly, and I would spend like 2 hours a week at work studying it, and I just haven't got the time for that anymore. But when Fellaini was at Everton, he was in my team because he used to get loads of assists and goals at Everton. So I'd have him in my fantasy Premier League team all the time. Then he came to United, and we've just never used him in that way. Yellow card here, Tillemans.
Yeah.
See, Danny Rose doing well.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, did Fellaini get a yellow for that or not?
No. I think he should have done if that lad did.
Yeah, he should have done. If that's a yellow, yeah, he should have done. But yeah, it's it's hard. I think when you're out there in this climate and that, and you try and play. I think attacking football for the whole of 90 minutes, it really can't be done. This tournament is more about possession than what it is about the fast, exciting play now.
Yeah. We've got over 1,000 people watching at the moment, so please do share the video. Let's see how many we can get watching tonight. We are doing a watch-along for every single World Cup game. So subscribe to the channel, bottom right-hand corner, and get involved with That's Football. Everybody's welcome. We've got Scousers, we've got people from Ireland, we've got... Not that that's a bad thing, I'm just saying. We've got, everyone from around the world supporting all sorts of different teams, and that's the whole point of That's Football. It's... there might be people in there who hate England. There might be people who are only interested in Liverpool players, like I say. Doesn't matter. Everybody's welcome. And We've had some great debates already. You know, so many of these games, somebody picks a team and it's not always the same. You know, this afternoon, some people want Colombia to win, some people want Senegal to win, and it's just brilliant in the live comments because there's so much interaction. XB Roughnecks makes a good point, Marcus. He says neither of these teams are really trying. What's your opinion on that?
No, do you know what? I think England are trying. I think they really are. They're going forward. They're looking for the goal. There's been plenty of balls in the box. Belgium, to me, are the ones that just, I don't know, they just don't seem to be with it yet. Whether that's because of England pressing the game and taking the game to them. But Belgium are not looking, they're not really looking dangerous at all.
I tell you what, there's something very cynical about what Belgium are doing, because we saw that tackle by Fellaini, we saw the one by Tielemans, which were both yellow card tackles, which I think if England got 2 more yellow cards than Belgium tonight, they would go to second place. So I think there's just a cynical side of Belgium that are clocking up the yellow cards and making sure that if it's a draw, they still finish second.
So I take it you would want to finish second, yeah?
No, I did this morning. I did this morning. But I think now we know it's Japan. I want to play Japan. I know that is the harder side of the group, but I think if England finish top and they beat Japan, they play Brazil or Mexico. Well, I think England can beat. I think in the quarterfinals, I haven't got a problem. I know people think, well, let's play Sweden or Switzerland in the quarterfinals, but actually, I think quarterfinals, if you're playing Brazil in the quarterfinals, you can't moan about that. You know, you're 3 games away from the final. Let's play Brazil, and if we can't beat Brazil, we're only going to lose to them in the semi-final or the final anyway. So, bring it on, I think.
Yeah.
All I want is England to get to the quarterfinals. I said that before. I've said it for 3 years. If England gets to the quarterfinals in this tournament, I think that's job done.
Yeah.
And anything else is better. Is brilliant.
So you'd want an easy passage then to the quarters, yeah?
I just think if you've got a choice between Japan and Colombia,
you take Japan.
Yeah, you can't look beyond that game, and that might be what Belgium are doing. I think Belgium are thinking, well, if we come second, we're on the easier side of the group. But I think it's massively disrespectful to Colombia to do that, because it's like, obviously it's great that they're confident that they can beat Colombia and then play Sweden or Switzerland, but what if you lose to Colombia? You know.
Yeah, yeah.
And I would want Colombia to beat Belgium, to be honest. I like Colombia.
Any particular reason, or
Belgium were Colombia were one of my outside teams that I was, obviously England first, and then I think I had Mexico, Colombia, Portugal, and Croatia are the teams that I would like to win it. I wouldn't mind Belgium winning it, apart from Roberto Martinez. I'd pick Belgium over France or Brazil or Spain because they've never won it, and that would be good.
Okay.
Bahani says the group stage is coming to an end. Thanks for the brilliant watch-alongs. Absolutely loved it. You know what, mate? I'm glad you've made that. I want to thank everyone who's done all the watch-alongs with us, and I know not everyone's done all of them because that's impossible. But we've watched every single game, and we'll watch every single game between now and the final as well. But it's a whole different viewing experience when you've got the live comments. I know a lot of you've enjoyed it, but we do as well because. You're sat watching these things at home, and it's like you might not have all that debate that we've had here. So it's been really good. And like I say, subscribe, bottom right hand corner, and we'll keep on doing them. 2 games on Saturday. Day off tomorrow. No World Cup games tomorrow for the first time in 2 weeks.
Yeah, well, there was a comment here. Douglas is going to London on Saturday for his anniversary and wants to know what are the games on Saturday. Would you know?
Yeah, Argentina, France at 3 o'clock and Portugal, Uruguay at 7 o'clock. So 2 really good games, actually.
Yeah. There you go, Douglas, mate. Someone just said
I can't remember who
Croatia
got Denmark, haven't they? Yeah. So you'd fancy Croatia to win that.
Oh, there's a good comment here from Ron Jitter. Typical England fan, Mark. You've got a gaping chance to get to semis by avoiding Brazil, but you want to keep that defeatist attitude and say quarters is fine for me. Bloody brilliant. And what
I had the thing is though, if people check my tweets, I had this attitude this morning where I was saying, we should finish second in the group because it's an easier path. But I don't think it is an easier path now. I think people are underestimating Colombia. Yes, you can play Sweden or Switzerland in the quarterfinals if you get there by finishing second in this group. But to get there, you've got to beat Colombia. So surely you go for Japan because that's the easier game. And then whoever you get in the quarterfinals, you deal with it. England might not be that good. You know, we've only beaten Panama and Tunisia. What about if we did play Sweden and they beat us? You know, we're not. I don't know.
Do you think there's like, do you think we're hyping up the team?
I think England would. I think England. And Jordan Thompson just said it there. I think England, Colombia. I can't say we're definitely going to win that. It's 50-50. You just don't know. I think England, Japan. If we can't beat them, then we've got a problem.
Yeah.
And the great thing about playing Japan is, I watched them against Poland today, and they're crap at set pieces, and we're good at set pieces. So even if we can't beat them in open play,
I was going to mention that to you. Yeah, did you see him at set pieces?
But I'm not. You know, I'm not convinced by Belgium wanting to finish second place. To be honest, I think Belgium will be thinking the same. I mean, let's throw it to the live comments. If you're Belgium, are Belgium really going to beat Colombia straightforward, or would you just go, let's play Japan? And to be honest with you, if Belgium are so confident that they can beat Colombia, then they should be confident that they can beat Brazil.
Yeah, or virtually off the line there, wasn't it, from Arnold?
Yeah, it was a shot from
Marouan's shot, I think. I'll tell you what, Belgium, they're definitely using Fellaini in the right way.
Yeah.
I think Mourinho needs to have a look at that situation. I think.
Yeah, he just he doesn't do it, does he?
I think Danny Rose has been pretty decent so far. First 25 minutes.
Definitely.
Yeah. Fabian Delph's done an okay job.
Oh, I'm getting in trouble now. Neil OB says, did you just say Colombia are better than Brazil? No, I didn't actually. What I said is, if Belgium are so confident that they can beat Colombia, then they should be just as confident that they can beat Brazil. I think Brazil are obviously a better team than Colombia, but it's not massive. I think people are running away with Brazil. I think it's a bit like the whole Messi loving. I think people just fall in love with Neymar and think Brazil are brilliant, and they're really not. Let's not forget, but Brazil went 1-0 up against Switzerland and drew.
Yeah.
They didn't smash Costa Rica. They didn't smash Serbia.
I think their last game, they was pretty lucky to get a result out of that one as well.
I mean, Brazil could win this tournament simply because there's no real standout team in it. But I also think teams can beat Brazil. I think actually, if Serbia had a decent number 9 yesterday, they could have got something out of that Brazil game. They just didn't have any quality in the final third.
Yeah, they had plenty of chances, opportunities, but yeah, it was the last ball, or the ball into the box, the last pass. Yeah. Go on, Rashford, get at him. Oh, do you know what? I think this England team, for nearly 30 minutes, they've held their own, you know.
Yeah. Louise makes a good point as well. I'll bloody love it if Mexico beat Brazil. I'm singing for Mexico. Definitely. They were disappointing yesterday against Sweden, but I think Brazil will suit Mexico better than Sweden, who just did them with their strength and their height.
They seem to be slowing the game down a bit now. So go on, lads. Try and keep the tempo up. I do like this from England. They're near enough camped out in the Belgium half here.
What's impressed me about England is, and I think we said it against Panama as well, is that, look, when the England squad came out, everybody quite rightly said, this is the worst England squad we've taken to a World Cup ever. And it is. Yeah. It really is. But the difference is, this England squad is more exciting than some of the brilliant squads with the golden generation. And Ferdinand's been tweeting out his excuses saying, we might have been the golden generation, but if you're not allowed to play, what can you do? Which is nonsense. It's just excuses.
Yeah.
The reality is, this is one of the worst England squads there's ever been. But the reason it's doing well is because it's playing as a team, it's putting people in the right positions, and it's a system that is expansive. If England just played a 4-4-2 with the players that they've got, they'd be boring. I tweeted it out today, actually. I said Sam Allardyce deserves a lot of credit, because if he hadn't messed up the England job, he'd still be manager and we'd be going home right about now after 3 games of hoofball. So,
yeah, definitely. I mean, I think as well, the reason why we're playing so well is because the expectations is so low. Because, as like you said, it is the worst squad that I've ever seen, but the expectations are so low as a nation that they're just they haven't got that weight on their shoulders this tournament. No one's expecting them to do that well, so they are actually free to go and play and express themselves and play with freedom.
I tell you what, I'm enjoying this because it's just a chat and a few beers, and the beers are starting to relax me. But the Phil says, it's a great point. He says, it's not the best England squad, but they have a great unity, something Leicester had. And I think that's probably the comments of the night for Phil, because he's spot on. We talk about this so much, and it's not always about the players. I mean, Argentina have got the best player in the world, Messi. Portugal have got the best player in the world, Ronaldo. But do they play decent football? No, they struggle. Neymar at Brazil, it's all about Neymar a lot of the time, and I just think that Leicester proved it. It's not, or if you haven't got an individual but you play as a team, anything's possible. It's a team game, football, and having the best players helps, but if those best players aren't played in a system that works, and England failed at it for years. I mean, you look at the golden generation, and what were we doing? We were picking Lampard, Gerrard and Scholes, and then Scholes retired and we were still playing Lampard and Gerrard as a midfield too, when they're exactly the same player. Yeah. And all you needed was somebody to sit next to one of those, but we played both because it was all about egos, and that was never a team. It doesn't work. You've got to... England, it used to frustrate me so much, because England should have just dropped Gerrard or Lampard and had one of them knowing that if I don't perform, I'm going to get subbed for the other, and then stuck Carrick next to them and let him sit back and run the midfield while the other one did the damage. But we didn't. We had to play both, which was never about a team.
Yeah, I mean, there's 2 comments here. One from Eric Ward, who said that England look like they're just enjoying it this time around, and I agree with that. They look like they're enjoying playing for the country.
Great unity. Good. It's a feel-good thing, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And Jay Hart says, like, if your expectations are low, you won't be disappointed. So there is a flip side to that as well. Like, they don't have the burden of going into this tournament as a favourite to win it. To go in there, enjoy yourself, play your football, and see how far you can go.
We've got a free kick here anyway. I think it's. I think Alexander Arnold's taken a lot of the free kicks. At least not bloody Rashford. He does it for United and he's crap. And it's not a great free kick, but I think he's got a corner. But yeah, I mean, I was watching Sky Sports earlier on, and I think it was Chris Kamara was saying it. He was saying, although we've only beaten Tunisia and Panama, it's the way we won those. It's very un-England-like. A last-minute winner when we deserve to win, and a smashing of a team. And the feel-good factor around the team is great. And it's like, I've got my mum texting me who doesn't really like football, but she's looking forward to the game. She said, I can't wait, it's going to be a classic tonight. And I didn't have the heart to tell her we're not going out if we lose, but I thought, let her go with it. And I walk around, take dog a walk and that, and I see people have got their England flags on the cars and that, and that was Euro 2006 for me. That was Euro 2004, World Cup 2006 was where people really went to town with having the flags on their cars and that. For you get the odd few, but it's back with a vengeance. And we've not done a lot in this tournament yet, but there is a real feel good factor, and the team and Southgate should be proud of that, because people outside of England probably don't pick up on it, but there is a real enthusiasm and feel good factor, which there hasn't probably been at some of the tournaments.
Oh yeah, I mean, you're spot on there as well. It's just that if they go into each game And with that attitude and that feel good factor that they've got, there's no, no one can actually say like how far we can actually go. It's a confidence thing for me. They've got to go in there with a belief that yes, we're here on merit. We're not here to just make up the numbers, and we think we're as good as anybody, and we can beat anybody on our day. So let that momentum go forward, and let's see how far they go.
It's a perfect storm, really, because you've got a real good feel factor. The team's playing as a team. It's as well. Southgate's implemented a system that, it's a lot like Man City, but you know what? If it works, it works. It's definitely a better system than I've seen England play for a long, long time. And not only that, I think Danny Rose has been brilliant in this game. By the way, the expectations, as you said, Marcus, they're low as well. So when you've got that perfect storm of feel good factor, a team that wants to play together, and then low expectation as well, it's brilliant, isn't it? Because I think if England got knocked out in the quarterfinals against Brazil, we'd be disappointed. But I don't think anyone would go, "Oh, you're a bloody embarrassment." I think they'd go,
No,
fair play, you went and excited us, and that's not always been there with England. I mean, I think you think this is the first World Cup as well, and again, if you're not from England, you won't know this, but this is the first World Cup where we've not had the Sun saying we're going to win it before the tournament. Like nobody's said that because there's reality's bitten, but that in a way I think has helped the team as well.
it is as well, and the fact that Gareth Southgate. I mean, the way he set up the training sessions as well this time around, they're completely different. You can see the players smiling, laughing, and joking with each other. There's a real camaraderie between them. Every single one of them. It's not about you play for City, you play for Liverpool. You're all there as a team. You're not there as individuals. You're there as a team, and you're there to do well for your country. And I think that's a major factor in it. In the reason why they're performing so well. There's no egos in the team. They've gone in there as just men looking to play for their country. That's it.
Yeah.
But shot there from who was that? Hazard, I think.
Yeah,
Hazard over the bar. Yeah. But it's the team spirit. It's massive. It's massive in the camp, and even when they do their press interviews, the conferences and stuff, they're all happy. They're all smiling. They're not shying away from anything. So fair play to them. They're doing well, and they're putting on performance, and they seem relaxed when they're playing their football. They don't seem tense. They don't seem nervous, and that can only lead to a good thing.
Remember to subscribe if you're new, bottom right hand corner, and share the video. We've been doing every World Cup game as a watch along, and we'll continue to do it as well. Brilliant couple of weeks we've had, just chatting away about the games when they've been on, and this game's interesting. I don't get the sense that both teams aren't trying. I think both teams are trying. I just think it's a bit like they are the reserves, aren't they? And they are a little bit rusty because this isn't the first team, but there's definitely effort levels going in from both teams, because I suppose from the Belgium team, Dembele and Vermaelen and people like Fellaini will be like, I want to play for the first team. And like I say, with England, Danny Rose, Rashford and Eric Dyer, they're three players that, again, could be thinking, I should be playing for the first team. So there are effort levels in there.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people have mentioned about Sterling's position and, Dele Alli's. So there's a couple of places up for grabs there. So, who knows? I mean, Southgate may spring a surprise in the knockout phases and say, right, okay, Rashford, here's your chance. Go out, terrorise them, and let's see what happens.
I think it's important to win as well. I heard people talking about momentum this morning, and I know it's not the first team, but it is an advantage, and it is a margin that if you come out of this game winning, you've still beaten Belgium in a World Cup, and you've still won all three of your group games, and you've still got confidence and momentum. So I think I've sort of settled with that now. I'd be disappointed if we didn't come out of this game playing Japan on Monday night, because I would rather do that. Apparently Panama are winning, by the way. I'd totally forgotten they were playing, but there you go.
I thought that was the game of the evening, that one, mate.
Well, no, it was tough. It was tough. We nearly did it. I was going to get Xander to do it just for the banter, but...
But yeah, I'll go back to the Korea and Germany game. Yeah, when the final whistle went, them Koreans, mate, they put their heart and soul into that game. They put everything on the line. And at the end of the game, when they're on the floor crying, it was, it's the emotion of beating Germany. Even they didn't get through. They thought they might have gone through, but they didn't. But knowing that, they could go home saying we knocked Germany out. It's a massive achievement. I think it's a massive achievement, and it plays a massive part in the feel-good factor.
It was like Poland today. They gave it a go against Japan as well. I mean, look, if you're Belgium or you're English, you want to play Japan. They're nothing. They're nothing special. All Japan did was get the lottery ticket in the first game when Colombia went down to 10 men after 5 minutes, and they got 85 minutes against Colombia, who dominated them in the first half and then got knackered in the second half, and Japan picked them off for a 2-1 win. Then they got a draw against Senegal, which is, and then they got beat by Poland. So they're very lucky to be where they are, Japan. And that is you can't refuse an option to go into the quarterfinals. So for me, I want us to finish top and beat Japan. He should have hit that first time, Loftus-Cheek.
He should have, yeah.
Confidence.
I mean, Louise says in the comments as well, she felt the same way when Ireland beat Germany. It's an amazing feeling, when you've got an underdog team taking out one of the big boys and you think, oh, wow, they can do it.
I think Alexander-Arnold's played well as well. I know that'll please the Liverpool fans in there, but he has played well. I just wouldn't drop Trippier for a million years.
Nah, not.
Because his ball delivery is excellent.
Yeah, Trippier I would probably say, mate, one of the first names on the team sheet. I mean, the way he is, like you said there, set pieces, delivery is fantastic.
Koreans are very popular in Mexico right now, says Gung-Chu. Yeah, Polish people are very popular in Colombia as well. If you're Polish, get on your holidays to Colombia. If you're Korean, get on your holidays to Mexico. Get down Cancun. You'll get all inclusive for a $5.
Belgium just striking it around at the back at the minute, trying to take the sting out of the game. So it looks like Rashford's gone out to the far left now. And Vardy's... Okay, so looks like without the ball, it's a 5-4-1 then.
There's Janusai.
What a waste of talent that boy was.
Yeah, well, some people at the start were saying, "Oh, would you take him back at United?" I just think no. He blew his chance. His attitude was wrong. He thought he'd made it before he had, which happens with a lot of youngsters nowadays. They get the big contract, and it's like, where's the target in front of them to when you're not completed? But that's money in football, isn't it?
That's it. I mean, we saw what it did to Memphis, didn't we? Such a big profile, like really hyped up and didn't deliver. But Phil Jones bringing it forward. It was a really good run there by Rashford if Arnold had spotted it. So I'm just striking it around at the minute. Rashford to Jones.
Nice. So this is good to see from England, though, and
a
team that can actually keep the ball. We never used to be able to do this.
No, control the game, man.
Yeah.
Control the game.
To be honest, Southgate, I like Chris Smalling, and Chris Smalling was arguably United's best centre-back last season, but he took Phil Jones, which United fans are stunned by. But he said, Smalling's a good centre-back, but I want somebody who can play out from the back confidently. And to be fair, Smalling can't do that.
Yeah. Have a look in the comments. Joy Deep says that Januzaj played well this season in La Liga.
For Real Sociedad.
Yeah.
Just to add a little bit of fact. Here we go. Oh, good cross that was. And cleared it for a corner. Well done by Atta. Delph was coming in behind him.
Great ball in. What else is it? Gentle Fritz says the World Cup has revealed some overrated players. Yeah, do you know what? I mean, for all the hype Neymar gets out in France, I mean, he hasn't done much in the World Cup so far, has he? Um, Dartmoor says Jones always passes sideways.
I tell you what, I bet Harry
And
Kane wants to play Japan.
yes, you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if Harry Kane gets the last 15, 20 minutes here just to see if he can nick a goal. But it's half time.
So half time, we've had. I think we've had a lot of effort in there, to be honest. But it is two reserve sides. I don't understand quite why the arrogance of Belgium that they apparently want to finish second. But from an England point of view, it's. I've got to say I wouldn't be disappointed with that if we end up playing Japan. I know some people. It divides opinion, but I mean, Uzar says match fixing, boring game, says Zane Scope, and there is a bar in Brazil that gives out shots every time Neymar falls down, says Shay Hart. Let's go there. Let's get some of them shots down, isn't it?
Let's get there now.
Reach 69 says crap, to be honest. You know what? That's an interesting point, though, because I was talking to Xander about this on the afternoon game, and it was like, part of me does think, I don't know how England can finish second anyway. I don't think Belgium are going to let us finish second, are they?
No.
But would you rather we played Japan, where we're going to be favourites, or would you rather play Colombia, where it's like we can win if we play well, but Colombia could beat us? And I part of me does think that's. You look at recent history when we've played teams like Costa Rica and Iceland, and. We've lost those games when we should win them. I don't know whether England sometimes are better off when they are, a
when
little
they're up
bit
against
underdog.
it. Yeah. Who finished top in the group then? In the other group, was it Japan or Colombia?
No, Colombia. So
Colombia.
yeah, Belgium will play Colombia as it stands because they're second.
Right. Okay. So really, then, I mean, providing this stays the same at the 90 minutes, then we would end up playing Japan, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Which I'm happy
like
with.
said,
I'm happy with that.
Yeah. I mean, to me, perfectly honest, it doesn't bother me who we play in the next round. I didn't see much from Colombia this afternoon. I choked at Japan, as you said, really, really bad last 25 minutes. So yeah, I mean, I actually think we would play better when we're up against it. So I would like to play Colombia, man. It could be an exciting game, and I think playing Colombia would be a bigger test than playing Belgium right now, because we all know this isn't the Belgium side. It's not the first 11. So I think Colombia would be a good test, and I would fancy England to progress.
Yeah, well, it looks like we're getting Japan at the moment, and obviously
Yep.
I know a lot of people are like, well, no, but then if we beat Japan, we're going to have to play Brazil or Mexico. I mean, for me, my dilemma is that if Mexico beat Brazil, it's Mexico-England, and I want Mexico to do well. Obviously, I'd be supporting England, but then again, I think if you'd offered me before the tournament Mexico or England in the semi-final, that's probably a bit of a nosebleed that nobody ever really expected. And that's the thing as well, isn't it? It's like, I was saying this before. If people are talking about, let's get Sweden or Switzerland in the quarterfinals so we can get to the semi-final. But, I'm knocking 40 and I've only ever seen England play one semi-final in the World Cup. So it's not...
Yeah.
Quarter-final is a good thing for England. I know we should historically do better than that. Of course we should. But I'll tell you what, England quarter-final in the World Cup is an achievement. We've only gone beyond that once in the last... I think we've only been to the semi-finals twice. 66, and when we went on to win it, and 90.
Yeah.
So people are like, oh yeah, we want to be on an easy side of the group to go to the semi-finals. I don't think they realise that a World Cup semi-final for England is momentous. So,
you know what? I'm actually trying to think the last time we won a group with maximum points.
Well, yeah, I can't.
Yeah.
Certainly hasn't happened in my lifetime. We didn't do it in '86 either. We definitely didn't do it in '82. I don't think we went to '78 or '74. So
usually in the group stage we lose the first game, don't we? I mean, England notorious for doing that, always making things hard. But yeah, I mean that would be some achievement as well if we finish the group with maximum points.
I do also agree with some people in the live comments though that somebody just said that my only issue is with England is that it doesn't feel like we've actually arrived yet. Yeah, we beat Tunisia, but we made hard work of it and we had to do it in the last minute. We smashed Panama, but it was Panama. And, this game's a bit of a couple of reserves against each other. If you play Japan, oh yeah, we're favourites again. I'd like to see England. I think what they were basically trying to say is that they want to see England challenged. And
I think, yeah, because everyone, no matter what it is, whether it's the Euros or the World Cup, everyone hypes up their own country. So it would be nice to see England, like you say, get challenged by a decent team. And I think, this is why, like you said just now, I don't think Belgium are going to let us finish second. They've got 2 yellow cards as well. No, 1 yellow card, haven't they? At the minute this game.
I'm causing a bit of there's a bit of a shitstorm in the live comments here, and it's not England related. People are saying I'm a fraud, saying I'm touching 40. Tell them how old I am, Marcus. It's even 38. 39. I'm 39.
39. There we go. Yeah.
I'm knocking 40. Mate. And if anyone wants maybe I should do this on YouTube because I see a lot of people doing this. Click the link in the video description and I'll send you the secret to how to do this, how to do that. So maybe I should do the secret of looking young. I mean, it's not without its downsides. I still get the odd spot, which at 40 is not great. But yeah, I am that. But we are live on the United Stand after this. It's going to be a cracking show because I'm on beer 4 and I'll get through another couple in the second half. So I've got some topics for the United Stand anyway, which are quite big topics, which with me with the drinking will become even better. But that's for later. Yeah. What kind of? I am older than Marcus. Actually. No one would ever believe that.
I was just going to say that. Yeah, a lot of people think it's the other way round, but it's not. Mark is actually older than me. I'm 38 and he's 39. So, but I'm the better looking one out of the two. That's why I'm not on camera.
Opposite of that, it's like he's got a good voice. He's got a voice for radio. If we put a visual on, the views would drop even more than they have.
I'm not 56, Jordan. I'm 38. I'm 38. Mark's 39. But yeah, I mean, back to the game. I mean, apart from the shot as they're showing on TV now.
I'll tell you what I think would be funny though. What dropped into my head there, and it might be the drink, is that shot from Tielemans was on target. What if Pickford had just made a blooper on purpose and it had gone in, and then England spent the rest of the game refusing to score? That would screw Martinez and his plan up, wouldn't it? But I don't genuinely think there's a team here playing for a draw. I don't think so. It's you can't do that with reserve players.
No, it's a dangerous mentality to have as well, to set your team out to say, right, okay, just play for the draw, play to not get beat, and we'll go from there. But I think every team that sets out in this World Cup, no matter what, whether they've been knocked out already or not, they should go out there and play to win and, do the country proud. Oh, there we go. Look, Peter Doyle has got it spot on. Marcus has had more women and beers, that's why. There we go. That's and people are still debating that I'm older than you. Oh, man. This is going to go on for the rest of the show.
Plenty of water. Whoever said that is spot on. I do drink a lot of water.
Oh, yeah.
That's the secret, Carlos. I do drink a lot of water. And Marcus has had plenty of women, but it's all at 3 o'clock in the morning on YouPorn. That's why he looks so tired and old.
Yeah, that's it. You let the cat out of the bag now.
So he has to wait till the kids and wife's in bed, and then he's up on the old in a darkened room on the internet, and he don't get much sleep. You see, so that causes a few wrinkles and hair loss.
That's mate. You wait till your hair starts falling out, Wayne. Jesus.
Tell you what, mate. I always
that quiff's gonna go really quickly. You know that.
Hold on to it. I do rip the piss out of people who are bald, because throughout my teens I was convinced I was going to go bald because my dad's bald. So I was like, I'm going to lose my hair. And miraculously, if you saw my dad, my uncle, my granddad, they're all bald, and they all went bald in the mid-20s. So somehow I've kept it. I remember Martin, who used to be on the United stand, though, he was convinced it was a wig, so maybe that rumour can go round, but it's not. It's definitely real, and it's hanging on in there. And can't lose the quiff.
It will go, mate. Hold on to it. Treasure it.
I'll stick it back on.
Do you need to go to the toilet or get another drink or anything?
I will do in a minute. I'm all right at the moment. If you want to go, you can.
No, I was fine. Just didn't know. Just didn't know what you were doing. That was all. Didn't know
MFC Rich says Marcus would deck you. Right, okay. It's amazing how you can judge what somebody can do from a visual, isn't it? But there you
go. Matthew says he's got a Sander-like hairline. Not looking forward to my mid-20s. Whoa. And Anti, Marcus, you're a leg, bum, or bum mate for me.
I don't know where Xander's hair comes from. You know, when he let it all out, I was
yeah.
I always thought it was short, and it's obviously all hidden behind the back.
I thought it was a wig. I honestly thought it was a wig because it looked a spitting image of your Fellaini wig that you had.
Yeah.
It looked a spitting image. I thought, no way is that real, because I've always seen it tied up. It just doesn't look that curly at the back. So I was so shocked. But so I mean, predictions for the second half, Mark. I mean, do you reckon more of the same, or changes?
I just want to pick up on Louise. She says it looks like my hair's thin, and it isn't, Louise. What it is I have the line shaved in, you see, so that's why you can see my head there. And it's natural for a man touching 40 for his hair to start going back there a bit as well. So
Louise, trust me, it's all lies.
It's all, and on the back, I'm not going monkey. I'm not going like a monk. Marcus is. The thing is, I've met Marcus. But you can always, you know what? There are options out there if you are going bold. You can have, there are options, so don't go bold alone. Talk to somebody. And if you want, I tell you what, I'll even grow some of mine and I'll send it out to you, and you can get the old sellotape on. Rashford's running around like a headless chicken, says Eddie Tunswazi. Yeah, he's probably not forcing his way in ahead of Sterling. I mean, that was what I was going to ask you, Marcus, and everyone at home. Based on that half, remembering it is England reserves, there is one player for me that I think could be knocking on the door if Southgate's willing to let people break into his first team. But are there any players doing that for you?
It's hard to tell, actually. It's very hard to judge based on this sort of game. I mean, I think if anyone should get into that team, into the first 11, for me it would have to be Danny Rose. Danny Rose has played particularly well. He's his natural cross with his left foot has been really good when the balls have gone in. So yeah, I mean, Eric Dyer, he's been pretty sound. So I think it will come down to preference, like who he'd rather play, and in that particular game, I think if we take on Colombia, I think you would probably have to play Henderson. But if you're taking on Japan, you could probably get away with one or two changes, to be honest. So it all depends on it. Look, I mean, let's see where we finish first, and then we'll talk about it on the next one. But I think the only one for me definitely that has a shout is Rose.
Yeah, I agree. I think that Danny Rose has done well. He's done very well.
Anvest says that I'm a B-Tech Morgan Freeman. Thanks. That's nice. I'll take that as a compliment.
I was watching him the other day, actually. I was watching Robin Hood.
Yeah? Oh, man.
Classic.
Going back some years. Yeah. Going back some years, that one. Is that the Kevin Costner one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the best soundtracks ever, that was. Number one for 19 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
John Massey says last minute own goal. Tell you what, if I was England, and Belgium made it obvious that they're trying not to win,
Yeah.
I'd do it in the last minute just to piss them off. But you could never do that, because I do think that for England, that Japan is the best game to play for, which means topping the group. Will Graham says Vardy's been non-existent. You know what? I think Vardy is he's an impact player, isn't he? I don't think Vardy at the very top level is a starter, but I think that I think Vardy is he's not a target man, is he? It's difficult, and that's something that's difficult for Rashford and everyone playing in the midfield. That he is struggling.
Yeah, I mean Vardy, he comes across to me. He's not a hold-up player, is he? He's a running behind. So for me, Vardy, if you get that ball over the top for him,
put the monitor on.
He's guaranteed to get running behind. So Banter wants to shout out. So there you go, Bant.
I'm just going to read a comment here that's totally selfish, and that is from Simon Little, who says Alan Rickman is awesome in Robin Hood. Rest in peace. I love Alan Rickman, and he's good in Robin Hood, but he's the best villain of all time in Die Hard. I mean, that's just I do, and it was sad when he went, but also not bad in Love Actually. Here endeth the lesson. Says at Matthew McFadden. I think Matthew McFadden's been put in his place by Douglas. I don't know what's been going on there, but George Kyle, will the Goldbridge channel do a watch along for the Wimbledon final? It's on at the same time as the World Cup final, so I doubt it.
Right, John Stones has come off and Maguire's coming on.
That will have been tactical from the start.
Yeah, so now when we get a set piece, it's going to be aimed to Maguire, because that's been the theme for the last two games. Ashby N says, bring on Hans Gruber. Yeah, Alan Rickman. Yeah. Kasim wants a shout out as well. So Belgium kicked off, and it looks like, apart from the substitution, formation's still the same. Vardy and Rashford playing as the front two.
Well done, Fellaini. He managed to keep the ball in.
And then give it away.
Retire on that, mate.
I can't remember what game it was. I think it might have been the last Belgium game. He played, seriously, no joke now, he played a phenomenal 35, 40 yard pass.
Oh no, I saw it, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was doing the watch along and I said, my God, I've never seen him do that.
Yeah. I was so impressed with that. I've never seen that before, ever. Hart says, what am I drinking? I've got a Boddington's at the minute.
I'm on the beer tonight. I have been on the gin, but I'm on the beer tonight.
I can't believe, I heard you say that the other day, gin and tonic. You're a lover of that, are you?
No, I hate gin and tonic, but what they have now with gin is they have all these flavoured gins, and I had rhubarb and ginger, and I had elderflower, and they're really nice. But I don't like gin and tonic. No, I hate it. But these flavoured gins are nice.
Okay. Yeah, I do like Boddington's, Phil. Definitely.
I like
stands,
bitter. I haven't had it for a while.
So, group standing, England finished top, Belgium second.
Lino Vigas says Colombia will knock out Belgium. I hope they do. I think it'd be hilarious if it did happen.
So Belgium just trying to, do you know what, the way the second half has started, I know it's only 2 minutes, but I mean England seem to have stepped off the gas a bit with their pressing.
Yeah.
So they're probably just, they'll probably play for a draw now, I would have thought. Andrew says, come on, you three lions. John Carlos, Fellaini is the modern Heskey.
The thing is though, I'd certainly be worried if Belgium went ahead, because I'd be like, shit, we're going to have to play Colombia. And I think some people will be excited because they'll be like, oh yeah, if we beat Colombia, we get Sweden or Switzerland. And that, that is a winnable game. But I think you've got to look in front of you, and Colombia would worry me.
I'm the total opposite, mate. I don't see it.
No, I think England can win it, but I'm just saying, it's like, I don't think you could go into it and say we're favourites. You can't say England are favourites when you're playing a team that's some of the talent that Colombia have got in it.
Yeah.
Here we go. Anyway, Rashford.
Unlucky.
It's a shame that.
Not
Shoots wide.
Yeah, didn't have enough curl on that one for the far post.
Fajan makes a good point. I'm more than happy to bring VAR, and he says, has VAR changed your mind yet? You know what? I think VAR in this World Cup has been atrocious and brilliant. And my view on that is, and I don't know what Marcus thinks or people at home is, that it's not time for VAR yet, because at times it's been rubbish and has ruined games, and at times it's been brilliant. Like today in the Colombia game, that was a penalty to Senegal. They go VAR, and you see what a world-class tackle it was. So, and that could have meant Colombia going home. So the VAR works brilliantly there. But then there's been other occasions when you've got 4 or 5 in a game, like the Iran-Portugal game, where he reviewed Ronaldo and nearly sent him off for nothing, and then the handball, which wasn't even a handball. So there's good and bad, and at the moment I just think don't have it until you've got a system where it's mainly good.
Yeah,
I'm worried about the latter stages of the tournament. I don't know about you, Marcus, but I'm worried about the latter stages of the tournaments with VAR, because it's all good and well when it's in the group stage, but what about when we're in semi-finals and quarter-finals in the last 10 minutes and people are running up to the ref going, go to VAR, VAR, like they are with yellow cards, and I think, that's not really what it's meant to be all about. No,
but I mean, it's like you said there are good points to it, there are bad points to it. My only concern with it so far in this tournament is that the majority of the decisions are for penalties. You know, there has been some really tasty tackles I've seen, like, you know, studs over the ball. I saw Neymar got the absolute living daylights kicked out of him, I think, in the first or second game for Brazil.
I know, it's good, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, but it was good, yeah. But, I mean, you know, all them holes that were down the back of his socks.
Oh, goal!
Oh,
Belgium! And,
what a shot.
It's Januzaj as well. He sat me down.
Januzaj. Yeah.
A good goal.
Yeah. So looks like, as it stands now, we're second, don't we? So that would mean Colombia. That was a decent goal by Januzaj. Yeah, definitely. So he turns. Who did he turn there? So Danny Rose.
So he's just blown his good first half.
Yeah, he wrong-footed Rose completely.
You know what that is, though?
Oh, what a shot!
Do you know what that is by Danny Rose?
What's that?
We've spent 45 minutes saying Danny Rose should play left back for England.
Yeah.
Get Ashley Young back in, because it's all right having a left-footed left back, but that is crap defending. To show a left-footed player inside onto his left foot, awful defending by Danny Rose. That is. This just amazes me. I mean, Jay Hart says Danny Rose lost his concentration. I remember this happening with Leighton Baines in a friendly between England and Holland at Wembley, and it was 0-0 or 1-1 into like the last couple of minutes, and Baines stands Robban, and shows him onto his left foot. Robban is the most left-footed player in the world. He only uses his right foot to walk. You know, he doesn't use it for football, and he shows him in onto his left foot, and Robban puts it in the top corner like that. And I just think this is a professional footballer, Danny Rose, who is a left-back, and you've just shown a player who you've been marking for 45 minutes onto your bloody left foot. So, shocking defending. Good finish by Januzaj, but that's shocking by Danny Rose, and Ashley Young can pretty much sleep easy knowing that he's going to be our left-back for the rest of this tournament, because that was shocking defending.
But I'll just see Harry Kane there getting his shin pads in.
Yeah, good. I think everybody we called it, Marcus, though, didn't we? Everyone was like, "Oh, it's been a boring game. They're playing for a draw." I think there was a little bit of gamesmanship from Martinez. Really, I think he was like, "Oh yeah, we're playing for a draw," when full well he wants to play. He wants to play Japan.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, I'm worried now, because if England are playing Colombia, that suddenly becomes a tough game.
Well,
it's tougher than Japan.
It is tougher than Japan, but yeah, I don't know. I don't see the big thing about them. I really don't. Not after what I saw today. Individually, yeah, they've got some great talent, but
Well, Shane Green's happy. He says this is what we want in it.
yeah. I mean, I want to see them against Colombia. Like I say, I don't think there's anything special about them. Great individuals, yeah. But with England as well, we've got some good individuals. So it will be a good game. And like you said earlier, I want to see England tested against a decent team. I want to see our first 11 against a decent first 11.
Well, you don't want to lose that momentum either.
No, you don't. No. But I think, this game is, 53 minutes? It's not over yet. We'll still have some chances. And, people might say in the comments that England are crap and whatnot. But, the side's changed. This isn't the first 11 side. If it was the first 11 side, I'd say, it's warranted, fair play. But it's not.
There's breaking news on Sky Sports, actually, that Adnan Januzaj is going to be sent home by the Belgian squad for his disruptive behaviour, because he's done something that Martinez didn't want, which is a goal.
But yeah, I mean, the game's not over. We're still in it. So let's just see what happens. Like, but Vardy and Rashford, I think if them two are on, and then you've got Harry Kane's going to come on as well, anything could happen. We can get a goal out of anything. We know what we like with set pieces. We're pretty good. So,
I think surely he'll bring Vardy off and bring Kane on.
I think he would do, yeah. Because
we need a focal point.
Yeah.
Vardy can't hold the ball up, can he?
That's probably, I would think, what Southgate's looked at it. I mean, we mentioned it at half time. Vardy's running behind sort of centre forward.
Januzaj again
coming. There. Yeah.
See, Maguire there, that's exactly what Danny Rose should have done. Januzaj's in the box, trying to get on his left foot, and Maguire is ushering down the right-hand side. So he still shoots with his left, but Maguire's got the angles covered. That's how you defend against a left footer, and it's just shocking by Danny Rose.
Well, you never know. I mean, there's a lot of talk about fixing them wanting to lose games and stuff like that. Maybe it's done on purpose.
Well, Kem's just said this isn't even Belgium's starting side, laugh out loud. I hate to give you a headline, Kem, but this isn't our starting side either.
Yeah.
And Belgium's squad is, to be honest with you, well known. Known as being bloody very, very good. Very, very good. So, their 11 is better than ours anyway.
Yeah. I mean, if it was, both nations' first 11, and the score is what it is at the minute, then yeah, we could say, well, just something's got to change here. Southgate's got to do something. But, the truth of the matter is, it's not. The game was basically dead in the water anyway. Once we both qualified, it was just a matter of who you want to play.
It's a shocking England midfield as well.
Yeah, I mean,
you've got Loftus-Cheek, who I think in the future might be a good player, but he's not ready yet. Fabian Delph, who's been playing as a left back, and he's a defensive player anyway. And then Eric Dyer, who's a defensive player. So it's a very unimaginative England midfield.
There's a comment there from Adu. They have Fellaini playing. Yeah, I mean that's how changed the Belgium 11 is. They got Fellaini playing. They got Hazard's brother or twin playing. It's totally. I think the only one in the first 11 is Courtois, isn't it? Oh, that elephant.
Yeah, I think there's another player. Boyato has been playing as well.
Yeah.
Remember to subscribe to the channel if you're new. Bottom right hand corner, we're doing a watch along for every World Cup game. Doesn't matter who you support, where you're from, if you're anti-England, pro-England, it doesn't actually matter. As long as you're not abusive with each other, everybody's welcome.
Yeah, don't forget to get liking and sharing and subscribing as well.
It's a good finish by Januzaj, to be fair.
It is, isn't it? I mean, you got a finger to it, but not enough. I mean, that, yeah. Oh, and then Batshuayi gets the ball in the face. Oh dear. best moment of the game, I think. Batshuayi kicking the ball off the post and ricochets off his face. So, I mean, looks
Lingard's
like
coming on
Harry.
as well.
Yeah.
Well, they need some
See, I think-
creativity in the middle.
Yeah, but I think that's a bit pointless, actually, bringing Lingard on. But he's played the first 2 games. We know what he can do. Oh, that's a nasty cut there. Is that Vermaelen, isn't it? Yeah. Wow.
They'll be like, don't worry,
Wow.
mate. We'll send you to the hospital and we still won't sub you.
If Lingard's coming, did you see Harry Kane? Is he stripped now, ready? I saw him putting his shin pads in, but I thought he would have been on very, very soon. Like Del, I don't, you know, Del's actually been pretty useless in that midfield 3.
No, it's rubbish.
Davey quick shot can censor Fellaini goal. Perkele says Kane's at the pub. Transfer Zone says, do Spurs fans still want Dyer over Henderson? I rate Kieran Dyer, I really do. He needs decent personnel around him though.
Kieran Dyer.
Eric Dyer.
The says
Yeah,
we don't want Kieran Dyer.
Eric Dyer. Yeah, I rate him. I just think he's got something about him. As an English talent, I think he's decent. Where is Delhi? Says Hart. Delhi. He had an injury, didn't he? I'm sure he's all right now though. Delph's got it in the midfield. Playing it back. Yeah, England seem to be playing it around the back at the minute.
There's a good run
Right,
for
here we go. Yeah.
Loftus-Cheek.
Here we go. Oh. Not a bad ball over. I mean, there we go. Look, Fellaini holding the ball. That's it. Get into him. Go on. That's what Dyer does. Get in there. So, Eric Dyer against Fellaini. 1-0 to Dyer so far. Right, Jack Brown says, Marcus, can you ask Mark to unblock me later on the United stand? There we go. Message passed on.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Aaron Deaf, England has no chemistry whatsoever. They do. It's just it's been a lot of changes, isn't it? This is more like an international friendly, isn't it?
Mm.
You know, it's got that feeling about it. It's just, you know, there's nothing really major at stake here. They both qualified, so.
Everyone also told me that England, that Belgium, Fellaini was a starter for Belgium, but he's clearly not.
No, yeah. I think he was in the last tournament. I don't think he is now, though. I mean, I was quite surprised that, what's that lad called? Nangalan? Surprised he didn't get picked to go.
Yeah, I am very surprised. A good player. Vidak says that England versus Sweden quarter-final, England lose on penalties. Let's go Sweden. If England go to penalties in any game they're going out, I'll admit that. That's the thing we've got coming though, isn't it? We've got all that to come.
Yep.
From Saturday, games can be won and lost by penalties, and there will be some.
So is that the first round then? Is it Saturday? That's when it starts?
Yeah, 3 o'clock, Argentina, France.
That's going to be a cracking game, isn't it, that one, I think?
Well, France have got to, Argentina have had a lot of criticism, but actually Argentina were in quite a competitive group. I don't think France were.
Do you know what? I read something today, I don't know if it was true, that all the Argentina players now have taken over.
Yeah, I heard that, yeah.
Yeah? How ridiculous is that? The players are going to pick who starts and who comes on and whatnot.
Messi's the manager, isn't he?
Yeah. Oh, Bloody stupid. There was a lot of reports saying that Argentina coach has lost it, and he weren't with it tactically and stuff like that. So the player power has just prevailed and taken over. So Belgium got the ball at the minute. Here we go, playing it back. I mean, again, apart from the goal and the shot in the first half, they've not really done anything.
No. I can't remember England having a chance, though.
I think we've had a couple of chances, but I don't think we've hit the target.
No. Kiwi Steve says, looking at Japan today, I think they'll play for penalties from minute 1.
Yeah.
They weren't good. I mean, Senegal are out because they didn't finish Japan off. They went ahead both times, didn't they? And Japan got back in it.
Yeah. Did it? Yeah, ended up 2-2, didn't it, that game? Salim says get Kane and Lingard on. I think it needs an injection or something now. Definitely need a target man up there. I mean, it's exciting to see Rashford and Vardy start, but I don't think it works. They're both looking for the ball over the top, aren't they?
Yeah.
So Danny Rose has got it. Back to Maguire. Back to Pickford.
Keegan says that Rashford's been crap today. I think Marcus hit the nail on the head. You've got two strikers who want the ball in behind, and at the highest level or at any level, that's pub football. That is hitting a long ball over the top for a fast striker. You've got to be have a little bit more creativity to you than that. And also, they are playing ahead of a diabolical midfield. I mean, Loftus-Cheek's done some good bits, and Eric Dyer's running the midfield as a defensive midfield, so you can't really blame them. But Fabian Delph, he's a waste of space.
Non-existent. He's
a defensive midfielder playing in a position where you actually need some creativity.
I've got it out on the right-hand side here, but yeah, it's just going back. Do you know what? This looks like that England are more than happy.
Here we go. Nice might be 1-1. Marcus Rashford. We're playing Japan. Oh, Marcus Rashford. I thought that was going in.
I think he saved it, didn't he? He's got it. Yeah, he saved it with his fingers. Yeah.
Good play. First good bit of link-up between Vardy and Rashford.
But there we go. That's the first time
Vardy has come deep. But I thought he'd scored a corner. Shite.
That's the first time one of them has come deep, looking to play the ball in behind. You know, that's what we're going to get if we had a target man on there.
I think he should have scored that, and a lot of people in the live comments are saying he should have scored it.
Yeah, definitely should have scored it.
I thought he had. Kiwi Steve says, did he miss it on purpose? I mean, I'm a United fan, so I know a lot about Rashford, and he's not the finished product yet. And one of the biggest things about Rashford is his final ball. Whether it's his finishing or his crossing, that's what he needs to work on. I mean, we've seen him last season against Chelsea, headers closing in his eyes, putting his head down and just blasting it.
And what was Delph doing there? I mean,
I don't even know if the keeper does get anything on this.
I think he does. No?
And it's well wide. If the keeper gets anything on that, it wasn't anything that was gonna. It wasn't on target. It wasn't like a big touch, so he was gonna miss anyway.
I know we go. Shot accuracy. Total shots 9, 11% accuracy.
Jordan Thompson said, I don't think he saved it. It was going wide anyway, says I did to you. That's what I was trying to say. Martial would have buried that, Baron Death, you're right.
Imagine the backlash, though, if Martial had missed it.
I think if he'd scored it, there would have been some backlash because he's French. You think of some of the players that haven't been taken to this World Cup, though, that would walk into this England team. And, you know, people are talking about England winning the World Cup, and that is a bit of a wake-up call. I mean, you know, Germany are out, and they didn't take Leroy Sané. He'd walk in our team. Argentina haven't been that good. Icardi would walk in our team. French have been boring. Martial would walk into our team. Nainggolan, as you mentioned there, for Belgium, he'd walk into our team. So, it just shows, I mean, it just goes back to what we said in the first half. The goodwill and what England have done so far is impressive because actually, when you do look at the squad, it's not that good. I mean, my daughter was in the garden today playing in the football, and she was, oh, look at it, was going, Lingard! And I was like, I nearly went off and told her. I nearly went outside and told her off. It's like, stop using that name. But, you know, he's a massively important player for England, but for me, he's just a bench player for United, so... Again, it just shows.
I think if Southgate had any interest in this game, like winning it or to get a result, I think these changes would have been made about 10-15 minutes ago.
Yeah.
So you
But I'm a little. I don't know what people at home think, but I mean, let's address that at the moment. That we are at the moment not really pushing to try and win this game, and we're going to play Colombia. And we could, if we pushed for it, play Japan. I still think we should be trying to play Japan because I know Marcus says we can beat Colombia, and we can, but we can also lose to Colombia.
Yeah.
They're a much better team than Japan, and that's what I'm saying is like, why are we not trying to win this game and play Japan? Because we might lose. If we lose to Colombia, then we don't even get to the quarterfinals. But if we get Japan, we do.
There's a cross into the back post here. Rose headed across. Delph, deflected out. Foot, no, still in play. Mark, is there like for the next round then? If it's Japan or Colombia, is there like what are the times of the games? Is
They're both 7 o'clock, Monday, Tuesday.
Both 7.
Yeah. I think whoever plays Japan plays Monday night at 7, and whoever plays Colombia plays Tuesday night at 7. I'll just double check that, but I'm pretty sure that is the case.
Because there must be something in Southgate's head that's thinking, you know, maybe the Tuesday game for an extra day's rest, or, you know, is it further to travel or anything like that?
It may well be that if you win the game, you get Sweden or Switzerland, and then you get into a semi-final where you're probably playing Croatia or Spain. But that I don't know. Yeah. It's an interesting mentality, but it's so not an England mentality because. But then again, you know, as I said in the first half, it's like against Japan we're favourites. Against Colombia, we can win that game, but it's very 50-50. So we'd be watching that game like, you know, we've got to be on our game. Whereas Japan, maybe we'd go into it like, well, we're favourites, and that can be dangerous. So, you know, it swings and roundabouts, isn't it? But
yeah, I thought maybe there might have been like a difference in travel, or, you know, different time kickoff or something like that. There's got to be something that's in Southgate he's factoring in, because England just don't seem to want to. They just don't seem to want to win this game, to be honest. First half, they looked pretty decent. They were going forward. But second half now, they just seem to have dropped off. They just want to play the game out by the looks of it.
Yeah. I'm purposely not reading any of your comments about players playing well in this game, because if you are getting excited by any performance in this game, you seriously need to get a life, really, or start judging players on their FIFA ability, because this game's a joke. It doesn't even matter. It's two teams.
I mean, there we go. Look, I mean, Fellaini's just nicked the ball off Rashford. Right, that's how bothered Rashford is.
Oh, there'll be idiots out there saying Fellaini's good now, despite seeing him for 5 years at United and they've made their mind up about him. But he's had a decent 70 minutes against an England B team that's not even trying. But oh yeah, he's brilliant.
I mean, Archie says something here like, "Stop making excuses, Marcus. Southgate mentality is loose." I'm not making excuses. I'm just trying to factor in every situation. You know, like I said, is the time, the kickoff time's different, an extra day's rest if they come second or first or something. You know, there's got to be something somewhere.
Well, there's conspiracy theorists going around about the Rashford miss, that he could have scored it simply and he missed on purpose.
Yeah. Douglas says Tunisia are winning 2-1. Bruce Wayne says Fellaini has had a better World Cup than Savage. And Andrew Kidd says Vincent Kompany is coming on. Right, so here we go. Here's the changes then, right? So
why is Danny Rose looking like he's trying to come on the pitch when he's already on it?
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Danny Rose is stood there like he's coming on, but he's already on. He stood there next to Kompany with the subs board, and it looks like he's waiting to come on, and he's already on.
So we've got just over 15 minutes left.
Gary Wells says Rashford deliberately made it look close, but he missed on purpose.
Yeah, there's going to be conspiracy theories about it, isn't there?
If England are doing it on purpose, well, I hope it works out, because
and England.
I just hope James Rodriguez isn't back.
Yeah. So we've still not made the change yet.
No. Which shows you there's not much of a desire.
No. I mean, Vardy's been took out there off the ball.
No subs made for us, Gungshi.
I mean, to be fair as well, we've not even put in any tasty tackles, have we?
No. Fellaini should have had a yellow card by now. He has.
I mean, the only tackle I can think of is the Eric Dyer shoulder charge just now with Fellaini.
Sam Palmer says you can't miss on purpose. Don't know whether Sam Palmer's ever played football. I've missed a few on purpose, but
you can miss, yeah.
Yeah. When we played that five-a-side, I missed on purpose.
Yeah, of course you did. You can all.
I think if I tried to miss on purpose, I would have scored. Better than trying to score. I've got a funny feeling this might finish 1-1 anyway.
Yeah.
Anthony Martial says Colombia will beat England.
Jordan Thompson, why does Arnold take free kicks? I don't know, actually.
Probably because he's the best person to do it.
AJ Malone says Southgate won't risk Kane. And Marvin, why do people say Lingard is a young player? He's 26 this year. Yeah, I think it's just because he looks young. Barani, game is not over yet. One more twist in. There'll be another couple of chances. Yeah, definitely. MUFC Rich says, Mark, how's your wonderful left foot?
Good, thanks.
Yeah, there we go. Rashford's getting a lot of hate in the comments. Rashford trash. BTEC Welbeck. Man United says Lingard looks bored. I think he is, actually. I think all the lads on the bench look bored. Hart says Lingard acts like a kid. Louise, the England bench knowing they're not coming on. I think that's the main thing, isn't it? Do you know what? It wouldn't surprise me if Southgate said, look, you lot are going to play the whole game.
Yeah.
Because there's only been one change, isn't there, Maguire? João Henriquez, Welbeck is coming on, is he? Not seen that. Game over, boys. Welbeck is coming on, says Wesley. Yeah. BTEC Welbeck 2.0. Marcus, is Fellaini your brother? No, he's not Pankaj. Different hairstyles, I'm afraid. He's got too much and I haven't got that much.
Maybe he could lend you some.
He could do, couldn't he? He could do, yeah. I was waiting for you to bite on something then. Let's have a look. Clara. Our team, Belgium, has gotten better over the past few years. We'll see if it lasts. Bad mentality from England, says Tony Pants. So I think the game fizzled out, I think. Oh, yeah, here comes Welbeck then.
Bloody well.
20, 22. Who's that? What? No. Arnold. Alexander Arnold? Yeah. Alexander Arnold coming off the Welbeck. Right, so what does that mean then?
We're going for it now.
Yeah, we're going for it because Welbeck's on.
We're bloody going for it.
So technically, you got 3 strikers. So unless Rashford pulls out to the right, has he gone 4-3-3 now?
Well, maybe he's trying to go for it, but as you say, why not just bring Harry Kane on if you're properly going for it?
Yeah. I think that says it all. That substitution says it all. If he wanted to win the game that much, you would have seen Kane on Lingard and just go, balls out for it and just go for it. But yeah, I wouldn't. Southgate, I don't really think had any intentions of winning the game, to be honest.
Just to let everyone know who knows that we do the United Stand, which is a Manchester United fan channel, I have been doing it at 9 o'clock, straight after the 7 o'clock game. Tonight I was planning on doing it at 9:30 because I thought we might have some big stuff to discuss, but I've put it back to 9 o'clock again. I don't think there's going to be any big topics to discuss tonight after this England game, really. It's that we can't discuss in the normal game, but it's like, if we do get the draw and we play Japan with this team, that's fine. But we ain't going to bust the gut to try and do it. That's what it's like, isn't it?
Yeah. Don't pick up no injuries. Don't pick up no cards or anything like that. Just play the game out and see what happens. Darth Vader says Loftus bum cheeks is trash. How many fouls has Fellaini committed so far, says South Africa? Do you know what? I think he's only done 1 or 2.
Maybe Rashford will score this free kick.
Yeah. So it's not that far out, is it? Was it 20, 25 yards? So it could have a chance
not
here.
Bad. But the keeper had it covered.
Yeah. Ooh.
Datey says that England don't have that winning mentality. They're just trying to avoid tough opponents. I sort of do agree with that. I don't think it's good to have a loss. Regardless of the circumstances, it still goes down as a loss. Fellaini bullies Phil Jones to the floor.
Oh dear. You'd expect Phil Jones to know that he was
people are moaning about Fellaini staying at the club, but he's just bullied Phil Jones to the floor. That in itself says a lot about Phil Jones, and he gets away with stuff. He's shit, isn't he? Let's be honest. Cost us the FA Cup.
Yeah.
I would like Fellaini to leave United. It's well documented, but actually, people like Phil Jones just get away with it. And he does a lot more damage.
I was just going to say, you can also think of how exciting this game is, right? Because VAR hasn't been used once.
Yeah. There's not been anyone running around going like that, has there?
No, exactly. It's not even had a look in. There's been no controversial decisions, nothing. So
I'll tell you what,
that's how bad the game is.
2.5 cans. If it was a game that mattered, I'd be on about 5. It's a chore to keep drinking.
At least it gives your arm and hand exercise, mate.
You don't need that. You get plenty of yours, don't you?
Yeah, I'll set myself up for that one. Yeah.
Tobias Red says we're avoiding Belgium, France, Brazil and Argentina, which is a bonus. Not anymore. Well, nearly. Fellaini just blocked it. He could have let that go.
He could have, yeah.
They're not happy with him, the Belgians. They're like, what are you doing?
He's on the plane.
That's going in, that is.
Well.
I don't think Courtois was even asked to dive for it.
Right.
Belgium look like they're trying to let us score, to be honest.
A great block by Fellaini, and it comes again. Courtois catches. Yeah, I think near enough. Well, I think every game has had a VAR incident, hasn't it?
Yeah, imagine if England nearly got a penalty in the last 10 minutes and the ref's like, I don't know whether to go VAR. They'd go up to him and say, nah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
We don't want the penalty.
Yeah. Book me for diving.
Yeah. I'll take a yellow instead, mate. Save your legs walking over there. But yeah, I mean, it's true though, isn't it? I mean, there's been nothing controversial in this game that has warranted it.
I think apart from Batshuayi though, every Belgian player has probably had a 7 or 8 out of 10 game.
Yeah.
Because they have. They've looked really good. I know a lot of people are saying it about Fellaini, but you can say the same about Januzaj. You can say the same about Dembele, Dendoncker. They've all looked very good because we've made them look good. And whether that's the attitude of the team or not, I do not know. I think Batshuayi hasn't because he's been kept quite quiet. But every other Belgian player has looked good. I mean, I said before the game, people were talking about Januzaj. He's not that good. There's a reason he's at Real Sociedad. He's okay, but he's no better than Tadic for Serbia. Tadic looked very good for Serbia, and he's now playing for Ajax. Got kicked out by Southampton, so Januzaj's no great shakes. If you give a player like any attacking player a shot in the box on their strong foot like that, they're capable of scoring a goal like that. It was just shocking defending by Danny Rose. Maybe he did it on purpose. I don't know. And the context of the game, maybe we're having a pop at Danny Rose, but maybe he did it on purpose.
I was just going to say that. Yeah, looking at the game as a whole, it seems to have fitted in quite nicely, doesn't it? Really.
I mean, as I said at the time, a left back who's left-footed, who's 27, so he's been playing football for a long time. He knows full well that you don't show a left-footed player onto their left foot, but then he mysteriously does it. Marcus Rashford running through one-on-one and actually hits a shot that wasn't going to hit the target. Conspiracy theorists or not, but
so Mertens is coming on for Belgium. 18 is coming off. So
Loftus-Cheek says little Miss. Just made me laugh. Little Miss Nintendo fan. I've got to get the name out to give you the credit for the joke. Loftus-Cheek.
So yeah, Mertens comes on for Januzaj, and we got just over 4 minutes left. So Lamia Saeed, Rose, Rashford are losing on purpose.
Fellaini's absolutely dominated Phil Jones, hasn't he? Which says a lot about Jones.
To be honest, you know what? I think Fellaini's dominated the midfield, to be honest. Delph is non-existent. Loftus-Cheek has been okay, and Fellaini and Dyer have had a couple of tussles together, but I think Fellaini's come out on top, actually.
Yeah. No, well, we've been talking about that, haven't we? England's midfield is just it all fits into place now. I think Southgate was talking the talk about winning. There's not been any intention of winning this, has there?
No, I don't think so, not at all. I really don't think so. I mean, even Rose there, look, he's just made the tackle there. Straight away, he's put his hands up as if to say, look, I didn't really mean that. I didn't want to do that. I mean, Delph now is playing almost as if a left-sided centre forward. Rose, I mean, come on, Rose, look, you should be looking to whack that into the box straight away. But instead, he's running into the corner. What is he doing?
Well, I just hope, you know what? This could be, I'm not about to sing and take that song. This could be absolutely a masterstroke or an idiot stroke by Southgate, because he's clearly looked at it and he's clearly thought, I'm going for the
I'm looking at the stats here. Look, 12 shots each side.
I tell you what, you know when you mentioned that Batshuayi thing,
Yeah.
I hadn't seen it. I've just seen it.
Oh right. Okay. You didn't know
That
what I
is
was on about
hilarious.
then. That's been the best bit of the game.
It is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. That Batshuayi thing is class. What a brat. What a plonker.
Even with an open goal, you're supposed.
That's going to be a gift forever. Oh, good save, Pickford.
Yeah. Straight. Oh,
I've just got it on a permanent loop at the moment. I need to stop watching it. Come back to the live comments.
You'll see a gif of that tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, great shot there. I think it was by Mertens, I think. Pickford beats it out.
People are saying, what a save. It's right in his body. It's a piece of piss save, that is.
Yeah, it is a pretty straightforward one. But
lot of people saying that Rashford's been crap. I don't think you can put it out to him. I don't think you can put it down to him. I think the front six have been pretty shit. It has been a disappointment. You know, Marcus, we're coming towards the end of it. So, I mean, from an England perspective, what are your thoughts on that game?
The thoughts on this game, I think it's been quite piss poor, actually, to be honest.
And it's England who did it. We were talking before the game about Martinez saying he wanted to lose, but I think England definitely wanted to lose.
Yep, looking at the game as a whole, 12 shots each side have had. We've had one on target to Belgium's 3. So, and like I said, I think with not including VAR in a game, that's how you can gauge how exciting this game has been.
Yeah,
there's been nothing controversial at all. It's been pretty straightforward. Eric Dyers just did a challenge there, I think, just to do something, just to get his boots dirty. But,
I tell you what, though, as it stands at the moment, Colombia, England, Switzerland, or Sweden are playing in a World Cup semi-final.
Yeah.
And you know what? We that's the scenario that Southgate, our manager, has gone for. So you've got to. We're not trying to get it back in this game. We're not.
Yeah. What would have been the scenario then if we played Colombia? Then what would be?
No, we are playing Colombia now.
Japan.
Yeah,
Japan. Yeah.
So Japan, if you beat Japan, you play Brazil or Mexico.
Well, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't, aren't you? Really?
Yeah. I mean, Belgium. Realistically, I would have liked to play Japan, but Belgium quarterfinals definitely now.
Yeah. Oh, look, they're just...
You'd fancy Belgium to beat Japan.
I mean, even Marouane, look, is putting his hands up saying, I didn't want to touch him. So, yeah, no one wants any more cards or a send it off now. I mean, Danny Rose there, look, Batshuayi. Danny Rose has got no intention of getting back there.
No.
Just sticks his right foot in and that's it.
I don't think anybody can doubt that we tried to lose this game.
No, I think if anyone actually says, oh yeah, England crap, they lost, watch the game. Watch the game. Yeah, me and Mark's been talking about hairlines.
Side netting for Fellaini.
God knows what. I mean, even that, there's a simple pass there, a square pass across the Batshuayi. Yeah, he's unmarked there at the back post. He could have quite easily played that right across the face there.
He got a hard on, didn't he?
I think he did, mate, yeah. But yeah, again, I mean, there, look, by the goal kick, Pickford, he's passed it out. If they were looking for a result, he would have booted that upfield.
Well, there is absolutely no doubt that they've tried to throw the game, England, and it's either going to be a masterstroke or a stupid mistake.
I there's a couple of people in. Well, I'll say couple, just one. Someone, Chris Kai Triotis says stop making excuses. It's not an excuse. If
No,
you're watching
we've
what
thrown
we're
this
watching,
game of football, and
yeah,
we'll either be on Tuesday night when we get beat by Colombia, we'll be saying that was stupid. We could have played Japan and got to a quarter final, or we'll beat Colombia and we'll say, bloody hell. One thing about Colombia, I would say, is they haven't been great in this tournament, but they're hard to break down. And I think in a penalty shootout, their technique may be better than ours. But I don't know. We'll see what happens now.
Well, there we go. It's all over. Thankfully. I've got to say, that's one of the worst England games I've ever watched. Same sort of intent as a friendly.
It was terrible. Cameron McNeil says, terrible mentality in the game today by Rashford. Not a good look. This victory for Belgium would be only a second victory against England in 22 attempts. Poor from England, whatever you say, says Darren Sweetman. Iana says England is screwed against Colombia. I genuinely, Marcus doesn't think it's bad. I genuinely am confused by England doing that, and I'm looking at some of the pundits like Gary Neville and Ian Wright, and Lee Dixon, and I think they're the same as well. It's like, it's like we're playing the long game, but England have not been quarterfinalists in World Cups that regularly. So why have we thought that playing Colombia is a good idea? I don't know. It's interesting. Sahel says Japan would have been easier for England. I would have gone with that. I would have took the Japan game because that's the first game, but. It's weird, Marcus. I mean, you're quite comfortable with it, though.
Yeah, I'm comfortable with it. Like I say, this afternoon I saw Colombia. Like I said earlier, they have got great individuals, but I don't fear them at all. I don't think there's anything to fear in this World Cup. I've not seen any one team stand out and think, oh wow, I want to dodge that team.
Yeah. Well, that wasn't England, was it? So
no, it's not. It's not.
We can't say you can't say
England.
England's performance tonight is anything to go on with Colombia. We're basically saying, can England's first team beat Colombia's first team? Yes, it can, but it can definitely beat Japan. But I tell you what, we're going to do every single game as a World Cup watch along. So make sure you subscribe. We'll be live on Tuesday night, me and Marcus, and it will definitely be more of a tense game than Japan. It'll be more
interesting.
Yeah. Well, will be a nervy game, that one.
Yeah, but I think you can't judge anything on that tonight. It's not our first 11. It wasn't Belgium's first 11. There was no intent and no VAR, so that says it all.
It does. Thanks for coming on, Marcus.
No worries, my pleasure. I look forward to Tuesday. Is it?
Yeah, we're back Tuesday, mate.
Yeah, okay. I'll see you then. Thanks, everyone. See you later.
Cheers, pal. Well, thanks everyone for watching. We were gonna stay live till 9:30 and chat about England, but there's nothing to talk about really. We'll pick it up on the World Cup games, which we're doing on here. But I'm live on the United Stand, and I'm live in 8 minutes. So if you are interested in me or the United Stand, Manchester United, or you just fancy interacting on live comments, go to the United Stand. The stream is open already with the live comments. And I'll see you there in 7 minutes now. I'll be live in 7 minutes, bang on the United Stand. I'll speak to you all soon. I'm just going to forget this. There's nothing I want to talk about this. I want to talk about United. I'll see you in 7 minutes.